Hello, everyone!
Welcome to the Gamer Agenda podcast, where our agenda is to be gay
and play games.
I'm Dredians, a gay-ass artist and professional primate pal.
And I'm Spider Staryu, a sassy gamer from New York who keeps things real and keeps it 100. This is episode 9 of our podcast. And today's agenda... Ooh, Dredians, do you want to know what today's agenda is?
What's today's agenda, Spider?
Today's agenda is Mario Party Superstars. Ooh, we're going to be talking all about Mario Party Superstars. Who doesn't love a nice, good old-fashioned Mario Party? And we didn't get a chance to do Mario Party Superstars yet, and we are big Mario Party fans, so we are really excited to talk all about Mario Party, hear all our takes and everything like that when it comes to Mario Party. But hold on, Dredians, we're not alone here. We enlisted some help from one of my good friends, Mario Party Superstar himself. We got Dirty Dan.
Mario Party enthusiast. Thank you very much.
He wanted to introduce himself. Okay, he wanted to introduce himself.
Call you Dirty now.
My name is Dan. I play Mario Party Superstars all the time on stream. I also play some other stuff as well with viewers, but mainly Mario Party Superstars. Love the game to death. I grew up playing Mario Party, and then when Spider told me he wanted to join him on his podcast about Mario Party, I said, why not? It's one of my favorite games ever and great topic to talk about that I know a lot about as well. So when he asked me, I was like, bet.
Yeah, I knew when we were going to do Mario Party, I knew we needed some help from Dirty Dan because, I've been to Dirty Dan streams for a while now, and I love watching his streams when it comes to Mario Party, and there's no one else I think I would have chosen to do a podcast on Mario Party Superstars. I'm like, this is, we need Dan. We need some good old Dan to join us. We stand Dan. Okay, so I'm so glad we have
here on the Gamer Agenda.
We
like
do.
That. I like that.
You like that? Okay, great.
Hashtag stand Dan.
Hashtag stand Dan. All right, so why don't we kind of just jump into our questions, because we have a ton of questions planned, and we want everyone to get their take on Mario Party Superstars. So we're going to go through these questions and, just have a great conversation. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the first question, because, if we're going to have a Mario Party podcast, we need to kind of figure out where everyone is when it comes to Mario Party. So putting Mario Party Superstars aside for just 1 second, let's see what is your Mario Party enthusiast level? So how many Mario Parties have you played? What was your first Mario Party? Let us know all about that. Let's know how well you know Mario Party. So let's start with Dan.
I've played all the console ones, 1 through 10. Wasn't really big on 9 and 10. They kind of sucked in my opinion. The handheld ones, I only played DS growing up. Advance, I kind of want to get to playing it eventually because it's probably one of the more unique Mario Parties. I played Star Rush a little bit, but I played one game, I dropped it, and I did not like it. Don't remember why I didn't like it, but I bet if I play it again, I'm probably going to jog my memory, so I'm probably never going to play it again. I never played Top 100. I never played Island Tour, but definitely the first 10 I know the most about, especially the GameCube era. I love the GameCube era Mario Parties. But yeah, I've played all the console ones.
Nice. Okay, Dredd, how about you?
Well, I gotta say, compared to you guys, I'm probably a party pooper because, I didn't start playing Mario Party games until DS. I never had an N64 growing up, so I've never played the first 3. I started with DS, and, I started with DS and 8. I remember when I was a child, I played 4 on my cousin's GameCube, but I remember nothing about it other than I played as Peach. I played 6 and 7 on emulators, on a Dolphin emulator. Played 9 and 10, they suck. Played Island Tour, it sucks. Played Star Rush. I actually weirdly like that one, probably because of all the toads in it, and I know people don't really like the generic toads too much, but I'm a Toad fanatic. I have an entire bookshelf full of Toad toys. I love Toad, everything about Toad. I played a little bit of Super Mario Party with Spider. I've been to his house before, and we've played a few games of Super Mario Party, and I thought it was okay,
Yes.
but not enough for me to buy it for myself. And then obviously I played Superstars. So I really like Mario Party, but compared to you guys, I definitely have played the least, so I am the party pooper.
I remember, I forgot to mention Super Mario Party. That game was good. I mean, probably, I'm not sure if it's a hot take or not, but I did like Super Mario Party.
Yeah.
The board sucked, I will not lie. But the minigames, again, hot take, but I think they are the best roster of minigames probably since 6, in my opinion. I really did like the Super Mario Party minigames, and I played all of them on a marathon recently, actually. I wanted to revisit it, and I had fun. I did play the whole minigame mode thing, the road. Hot take, but I think it's good. The boards just suck. So half the game's good, half the game's bad. So generous 7. I think it's good. Not fantastic, but
Yeah, it's definitely, like, unique and interesting, but there's definitely, like, you know, God bless them for wanting to innovate, but it feels like every time they've tried to innovate from the classic Mario Party style, it doesn't turn out well, because people are like, what? Why is there a car? What happened to the spaces? Yada yada.
They ruined everything.
Yeah.
I'm never playing another Mario Party again, and then, like, Mario Party, like, 11 comes out, and it's like, new Mario Party!
I feel like they played it too safe. They wanted to go back to the basics, but I felt like they played it way too safe. Everything was small, and the boards, you know, kind of bland. I just think they played it like too safe. And then when they went to the true return to form, the Superstars, that's when, like, yep, they remember their roots. They remember their roots. So I was really happy when Superstars came out.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because, like, there's something weird about the Switch Mario games, specifically the Mario Parties and the sports games. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but, like, the UI and, like, the way, like, the general aesthetic, it's so, like, plain and bland. Like, there's no, like, goofy fonts or, like, silly buttons or whatever. It's all very uniform and, like, I don't know. I don't really like it. I did like playing Super Mario Party with Spider, but I thought, like, it looked, well, like, aside from the minigames, which I agree are great, it looked really boring, but it wasn't boring. It just looked boring. But anyways, Spider, why don't you share your Mario Party power level?
Yeah, so let me keep it real and keep it 100. Like I said at the beginning, that's what I do, so let me keep it like that. The first game I ever played was Mario Party. I played the first game, the second game, third game, fourth game, fifth game, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I played every single Mario Party there is. I've even played the, I think there's wasn't there an e-reader card? I've actually played.
I know someone who actually has that, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually played that too, at least one of the cards, or two of the cards, or whatever. I played all the Mario Parties. I'm a huge Mario Party stan. I love Mario Party so much. Mario Party is, you know, like, if we're talking about, like, just series, like, just, like, its own game series, Mario Party is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Like, series-wise, favorite. Love me some Mario Party. And my most favorite one is the third one, Mario Party 3. I grew up with this Nintendo 64 Mario Parties the most, and I played those all the time. And, man, Mario Party 3, ooh, it just hits differently. I love me some Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, Mario Party 6. Like, that's my top 3 Mario Parties. 3, 4, and 6. You know, actually, why don't we...
Sorry.
Well, no, don't worry. Why don't we go through everyone's top 3 real quick? Just real quick. Okay, so mine's is 3, 4, and 6. 3 is at the top, 4 second, 6 as third. Dan, how about you? Top 3 Mario Parties.
4, probably number 1, mainly because minigames. 6, number
Yes.
2, because boards. And third, damn. So many, goddamn.
Damn.
2 or 7. 2 or 7. I like 3 as well. I think it's great. On paper, I think it's the best. On paper, I can easily see why people think 3 is the best one on the N64. Mm-hmm. But Mario Party 2 is actually the very first video game I've ever played, so it holds a special place in my heart. So, yeah, 2 is like top 3 for me.
Wow. Okay, Dread, how about you?
Out of the ones I played, because, again, I've never played the original 3, so my opinion's going to be more skewed towards the newer ones. DS 6, 8.
Okay.
I love Mario Party 8. A lot of people don't like it. I feel like before 9 and 10 were a thing, it was like the most hated Mario Party because everyone was like, motion controls, and yeah, they do suck sometimes, but that was kind of a thing with the early Wii games. Like, I mean, when did Mario Party 8 come out? Like 2007? It was
2007.
Yeah, it was very early
yeah.
into the Wii. So they didn't really quite like if you play Mario Party 8 and then Mario Party 9, like the motion controls are like completely different, and I think like that's just because Mario Party 9 had more time to bake in the oven, at least minigames wise. I can't really say the same for the rest of the game.
Oh,
But I love 8. I mean, the same reason, I think it's probably the same reason why Dan loves 2 so much. I grew up playing 8 and DS, so I'm biased towards them, but I have so many memories with them, and 8 just, like, stands out compared to all the other ones. It has such, like, a weird, unique art style that they only used for the one game. Like, all of the N64 games are pretty similar in art style. All the GameCube ones are similar in art style. 9 and 10 are similar. But then 8's just kind of like, it's there. I don't know. It's weird. It's like the black sheep of the Mario Party series, and I love it. It's my favorite. I support the underdog.
all I will say about 8 is Shy Guy Perplex Express. Ooh,
Oh my God,
just
yes.
hits. It hits. Oh,
I think the boards are. I mean, I kind of disagree in the fact that Mario Party 8's a great game. I know a lot of people who actually really like Mario Party 8, like myself included. I think it's a great game. And fun fact, actually the most sold Mario Party game out of the first 10 Mario Parties 1 through 10, and 9 is actually I think it's one of the last Wii games ever created. So it definitely had a lot of time to cook in the oven.
yeah.
But I think 10 is great. Not my top 5. Probably up there, but I don't know. But definitely a worthwhile title.
Yeah, I think maybe public opinion of it has changed after all the newer Mario Parties came out, because people just hated the fucking car so much that they like. Because I remember, for those listening, in episode 0 where we introduced ourselves, Spider and I talked about how we were on a Mario Party forum. And
Yes.
around the time we were on the Mario Party forum, Mario Party 9 hadn't come out yet. So 8 was like the newest one. 8 and DS were like the newest ones. And I just remember seeing a lot of people like hate 8. They all hated 8.
Yeah.
But now that we had, a bunch more games come out, a lot of people really like 8 now. And that makes me happy, because I liked 8 back then, and I like 8 now. I will always be a Mario Party 8 stan. If Mario Party 8 got one fan, that fan is me.
I know a few Mario Party 8 fans, so I don't think you're alone.
Good. They have big and sexy brains.
Oh,
I'll let them know you said that.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, but just to finish that conversation off, like Mario Party is pretty big. I think all 3 of our lives, like we all love Mario Party, and like I just like kind of like what Dredian said, Mario Party is kind of how me and Dredians got reconnected.
Mm-hmm.
So it got us reconnected. Mario Party was the first game I played. Like Mario Party just has a big place in our lives. Like I love me some Mario Party. So anytime there's a new Mario Party game out, I'm like, oh my god, I need to have it.
Can't think of a single person who hasn't played Mario Party.
Spider, when you think about it, both of our like online usernames, or at least the names we went by for a while, they kind of reflect like how our friendship was founded. Years ago, before I went by Dredians, I used to go by Toadette, because I love Toadette. She's my favorite Mario character, still is. And Spider's always been Spider Staryu as long as I've known him. So
Yeah.
a lot of our friendship is rooted in Mario Party and Pokemon. So I think it was
Yes.
very funny that
Hey.
we went as like Toadette and Staryu. So it could
Yeah.
kind of merges the two together.
We're
I
a pair
respect
that
the
comes.
Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
a
you
Pokemon
do.
fan myself, so.
Okay. Yes, Dan. You see, okay, we stand 2 things. We stand Dan, and we stand Mario Party 8.
Yes.
That's what we stand on the Gamer Agenda. Okay,
Justice for 8.
Yes.
justice for 8. Okay, let's move on to the next question, we're going to be talking about superstars now. All right, so let's get into what everyone felt about the game. So here's the question. Here's how I'm going to phrase it to y'all. What do you think about Mario Party Superstars? And when did you first see or hear about the game? And were you excited to see old Mario Party content return into this big collection of a game? Dan, I want you to start us off.
I'll answer that last question first. Yes. The game is a love letter to the Mario Party fans. I've said that plenty of times. It is a love letter. It is a true return to form. They went back to what made Mario Party so great in the beginning. I love it. And I remember exactly where it was when it was announced, actually. Back in my old job, I was on break, and the first thing I thought was, are they really adding old maps to Super Mario Party as DLC? But then I watched the trailer more, I'm like, oh shit, this is a brand new game. And I was really excited. And I really wanted to know what minigames were going to be in, and I was praying that Dungeon Duos was going to be included, because that game was cut. I mean, I didn't play Top 100, but I knew it was cut from Top 100, so for some dumb reason. But when I eventually found out it was coming back, someone actually added me on Discord, showing me a screenshot of the Japanese website that Dungeon Duos is indeed in the game. I got hype, and that is, and also the fan service as well in the game, fantastic. I love how whenever you boot up the game, the title screen changes based on the last board you did, just like the first game, and
Yes.
That's so charming. I can go on and on about how much the game is charming, how much fan service is in that game, but yeah, I was excited when the game was announced, and I still play it today, every Saturday, baby.
Ooh, every Saturday, Dirty Dan. Check him out on Twitch. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna answer next, and then we'll go to Dredians. Yes, the collection was a big thing for me. That was when I heard about the game and I found out, because we gotta kind of get into this as well. We had a type of collection game come out from our party as the Mario Party Top 100, but that was just mini games. And it's as cool as the mini games were, they got some great mini games in there. It's damn, where are the boards though? We want to play these mini games, but we also want to play on a board. And it's it was such a big disappointment for that reason. So when I found out about this, we were actually gonna get old boards from the 64 games, which of course I'm a big fan of the Nintendo 64 Mario parties. I was so ecstatic. I was just so happy. It's okay, Top 100 being done right. We're getting some of the best mini games across the Mario parties. Of course, some Mario parties got more representation than others. The first three got a lot of representation compared to the other Mario parties. But it's just, we got some of the greatest mini games return, and it's just, we got some great boards like Woody Woods and whatnot, Horrorland. I was just so happy, because it felt like a love letter to the Mario Party series. This is how it started, and here we're gonna remake those old boards that you probably remember on those old little TV screens that were small. You played the Nintendo 64 games on those small little TVs.
They brought those PNGs back from the 64 screenshots in the beginning of each game.
Yeah,
that's right. It used to look like 2p. 210 terrible resolution.
Oh my god, when you look back, it's oh my god. But it's just so good to see, though. It's so good to see, and I love Mario Party Superstars a lot. Even if I'm critical on certain things about the game, as anyone can be, you're critical on things you love, I still love the game for what it is. A love letter to Mario Party and a celebration of the series for where it began. So I love that. I love that a lot. All right, okay, we're going to move on to Dredians. Your turn.
Alright, yeah, so again, because I never played because I never played the first three, I don't have any nostalgia for it. I recognize that they're good games, but, I never played them, so, I think I remember the first time I saw the trailer, I think it was just whenever it was announced. I think it was announced in a direct or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first I was are they doing fucking Top 100 again? Didn't we just get that? And then it was oh wait, no, this is an actual game. Okay, cool. And then I heard that it had online, and I was oh, hell fucking yes. It's a day one buy.
Took 5 years for Super to edit, but...
I know, yeah, that just came out of nowhere, and then seeing that there was a Mario Party that has, actual online, because... I figured a big reason I didn't really play Mario Party as much is because I never had people to play it with. All my friends are online, so, sometimes the main reason I have a lot of good memories about Mario Party 8 is because I played that one a lot with my dad, because he likes playing video games with me. But I don't live with my dad. He for a while, he lived across the country, so I never got to see him that much. But I remember he always talk about Mario Party 8. He's oh, did you bring Mario Party? Can we play some Mario Party? And we had like this whole narrative against Luigi or something like that. My dad calls him Scrooigi. But yeah, so I never really had anyone to play Mario Party with because all of my friends are like far away from me and online. So I was really excited to finally get a Mario Party that was online. And I thought it was cool that they were bringing back older games because it was like, oh cool, I get to play boards and mini games from the ones that I never actually got to play. And when Superstars came out, I was actually really broke. I didn't have enough money to buy it because like, as much as I love Mario Party, paying $60 for it is kind of.
That's Nintendo for you.
Yeah,
though. Everything's $60.
Yep. But my one of my closest friends, who I've been friends with pretty much as long as I've been friends with Spider. I think Spider used to hang out with him too.
Yeah.
He was an angel. He bought the game for me, or he sent me money to buy the game because he was so hyped about the online mode that he was like, "No, I'm not waiting for you to buy the game. Here, have some money, buy the game. We're playing this right now." So I did end up buying it day one, but I find it funny that you guys were like, "Oh yeah, old boards, old mini games," and I was like, "Online? Hell yeah!"
It's kind of surprising too, because like, in my opinion, out of almost all the spin-offs, I think Mario Party deserves to be online the most. Like,
yeah,
I don't think 10 had online play because
no.
Mario Party alone, like, it's meant to play with multiple people. So, especially Super Mario Party. Why wasn't Super Mario Party online to start out with? Because again, Mario Party, and the devs probably know this. It's meant to play with multiple people.
Also,
why?
Isn't the Super Mario Party online only for one mode? It's like a mini game mode, right? You can't actually play the game itself.
It used to be. There was an online mode. Well, it still is there, obviously, but basically you play a set of mini games that change daily, and that's basically it. But then 5 years later, they added. I don't know how many years later. It was in 2021 when they added it.
It was a while,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Basically, they decided to add back in like 2020, 2021. We're going to add online now, but this time with the boards. Like, now you can play the boards on. So you weren't able to play the boards online, but you're able to play a handful of minigames online. But, I mean, I played online with my friends, and it was fun, but, I'd rather, do that.
Too little too late.
At day one. I don't think it's a little too late because we still played it. But
true, but now we have this new game coming out, and yeah.
They announced like 10 days. They announced Superstars like a month after they released Online. It was a tease.
Can we also just add this that like Mario Party Online has been like rumored for so many years. Like we heard about it. We heard about it in 8. We heard about it in DS. Then when Mario Party 9 finally came out, we're like, does it have online? It was rumored for that, then it didn't happen. Didn't have it for 10. Like, and then all the 3DS ones, Island Tour, Star Rush, it's like, damn, where is the online, Nintendo?
They still live in the 80s.
I think that's a big reason why people were starting to get really burned out on Mario Party, like, because they just kept making the same thing over and over again with no online, and people were like, what's the point of these if you can't, like, play online, especially with all these other, like, I get it, I absolutely understand why, like, 8 didn't have, or DS didn't have online, because, like...
Yeah, their online was trash.
The Wi-Fi was not really great back then. If anyone remembers, like, playing Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart DS online, that sucked.
Mario Kart DS Online is its own thing, because it's like even some of the courses were not available.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, I get it for, like, the Wii games and all, but, like, once we got into, like, the Wii U and then all the, like, the 3DS games, it's like, okay, like, we should really have this by now. Like, I think it's really embarrassing how long it took them to make an online Mario Party game, but I'm glad we finally have it now.
And also...
I can't blame... Oh, sorry. I can't blame the GameCube and Wii, though. Like, because, first off, GameCube never had online. And we had online, but it was worse than dial-up connections, so, you weren't going to use that. Like, Nintendo has always been a generation behind when it comes to online, and even, like, consoles, even in general. But, yeah, we had bad online. Wii U had online, but they didn't bother to add Mario Party 9 to Mario Party 10. I think I haven't played 10 in a while. I'm not sure what the
There's
online
no
is
online
like
in
at
10.
all. There isn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, but seriously, why? Like, just why?
What I was gonna add is that online is so great. It's finally great that they added online, but I'm actually kind of curious. Here's like a kind of side question: do you guys enjoy at all playing Mario Party by yourself? And let me answer it first. As a kid growing up with the Nintendo 64 Mario Parties, like in the GameCube ones and the other ones, I've had friends to play it with. But for the 64, I didn't really have people to play with besides my family. So I actually would enjoy playing Mario Party by myself. I loved it. I felt like I had such a great time, especially Mario Party 3. I loved playing that by myself. I had a great time playing it, just me. So I'm just kind of curious, do you guys enjoy at all playing by yourself? Or is it like only I need my friends, I need to play with someone?
Growing up, a lot of my friends did not play. Well, a few of them did, but a lot of them did not play Nintendo stuff. Like whenever I played with my IRL friends, like online, it was always like Xbox, Halo, MW2, and all that stuff. So
Yep.
Mario Party and like Mario games in general, honestly, I just play them on my own. But thankfully, in the GameCube era, well, even 3 had it as well, Mario Party 3. But all of them had like some type of solo mode. Like 4 had a story mode. 5 had a great story mode, even though I think 5 is like my least favorite GameCube one. 6 had a story mode, and 7 had one, 8 had one.
DS had one.
Yeah, I take it back. DS has the best story mode. Yeah, DS, 100% DS has the best story mode. But console, it's more 5. And 9 and 10, I forgot about all the modes for, well, at least the story modes at least.
9 had a story mode, 10
Yeah.
I don't remember.
9 had a story mode, it did.
Oh, it did, okay, yeah. I played 9 like a small handful of times, and I hated every single one of those sessions, so...
Wait, really? Wait, hold on. You've only played 9 a couple of times, a handful of times, and then you were over it. But for example, this Mario Party 9 came out like after 5 years of no Mario Party. So I think all of us at first were kind of like blinded by like, oh my god, it's a new Mario Party. Like we all, like I was blinded totally when Mario Party 9 came out. I was like, oh my god, Mario Party.
Yeah, I remember when we were on the forum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I used to do a podcast and like I literally was saying on the podcast like, oh, Mario Party 9's the best, it's my favorite. I was so blinded because it was a new Mario Party. I was blind.
I played more 10 than I did 9. 10 was actually the first one of my friends I was talking about earlier. They didn't play a lot of Mario growing up. When we eventually, I got a Wii U and I got Mario Party 10, my friends came over and played it. And that was some of them. That was actually the very first Mario Party they ever played, Mario Party 10 with me. We played the normal mode with, the one that's from 9, the car mode. I played that mode more in 10 than in 9. Didn't like it, but the Bowser mode, hard carried 10. The Bowser mode hard carried 10. That was like the only fun mode. It was unbalanced as hell, but it was still really super fun. But yeah, but that carried Mario Party 10.
I love
that.
Bowser
That's
mode.
one reason why it's better than 9. Yeah, exactly.
When Mario Party 9 came out, again, Spider and I were on this forum, and like everyone was losing their shit over it. It's like, oh my god, Mario Party finally!
Yeah.
And we were all so excited, and it was really honestly depressing to see everyone's like hype die down when they realized like the car sucked, the character roster sucked, the board sucked, the mini games were okay. I like the mini games.
Oh, I love the mini games.
If there's anything that 9 and 10 did right, they have great mini games. But yeah, it was just so sad to see everyone just. I remember my heart was because I was like a teenager. I was like a teenager when it came out. I was like still in high school. When Mario Party 9 came out, my fucking heart broke when there was no Toadette. I was so sad. And like I was like fucking Kamek, Shy Guy. But no Toadette, I was so salty. Now I don't really care, but when I was younger, I was really like, character rosters were like make or break for me. But what was even the original question? I think we like got off track and just started shitting on Mario Party 9.
Hey, I'm not against it. I hate those games.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we were
Mostly
talking about Mario Party Superstars, but we kind of took it and like jumped off to something else. But it's a healthy conversation. It's a natural conversation we're having. So that's what you want in a podcast. You want natural. You don't want like all over. So, all right. So let's move on to the next question because we are getting like totally on a different tangent. This podcast is about Mario Party Superstars. Everyone's gonna be like,
I got
where's
one
the
more thing.
Superstars?
Hold on, sorry.
Oh,
I got
gosh.
one more thing. I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So I was saying how my dad, I used to play Mario Party 8 with my dad a lot. I'd played Mario Party 9 and Mario Party 10 with him too, and he didn't like it. So when I came to his house like last year with Mario Party Superstars, it's like, oh, Daddy, they got a new Mario Party, and he's like, it's not the one with the fucking car, is it? And I'm like, no, Daddy, there's no car.
Thank God.
The car.
The fucking car.
It's like
You brought this shit to my house.
This, middle-aged man bonding with his daughter over video games. If he hates the car, then it's screwed.
Yeah, middle-aged men love cars. Like what?
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Yes. Okay. So we actually kind of talked about it a little bit, but we'll go into a little bit more into detail. Wireless multiplayer connection is a big thing in Superstars. Do you like playing Superstars online? Anything they can improve with online? And any good moments you had playing with friends online? Let's start with you, Dredd. Let's start with you.
Okay, yeah, so, again, like I said earlier, it's embarrassing how long it's taken for them to make a Mario Party with online, but I'm glad that they did it. I was surprised to see that the online runs, shockingly well. I was expecting it to be lag city. Mm-hmm. I think they mentioned something around the time when Superstars came out, they were switching over to a new server or something like that. Every game after that would have online would be on this new server that ran better. Because I have the same thought about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet too. They had the new you could play with people in the overworld. That shit sucked in Sword and Shield, but in Scarlet and Violet it ran beautifully. And the same you could say about Superstars. I've never had a problem with the online at all. I had maybe a teeny pinch of lag here and there, but no DCs or anything like that. Though at the same time, I've also only really played it with my friend, the friend who got me the game. I have yet to actually play with randos, and I keep meaning to play it with Spider, but time escapes me and I forget because I'm so forgetful. But so yeah, my friend, he has pretty good internet, so I've never actually played with someone who has crap internet yet, but the times I have played, it runs beautifully. It's this is all I could ask for, because I just kept joking the whole time. It's oh, we finally get Mario Party online, but it's gonna be when I play online with my friend, we like to do a lot of challenges sometimes. There's the classic, fourth place is first place. You try to lose, and whoever gets fourth place wins. Sometimes we do something where, okay, so here's my complaint with Superstars. I don't like that you're always forced to play with 4 players. I wish that they brought back, the 1v1 and team modes that older games had.
I remember that.
But to get around this, sometimes my friend and I, so it's me and him, and then always there's 2 CPUs. So we like to sometimes play a game where we support one of the CPUs, and whoever CPU wins is the winner. So say there's Daisy and Peach, and he's supporting Peach and I'm supporting Daisy, and Daisy gets first place. That means I win, even though I didn't actually win, but I won because Daisy won. We do a lot of fun little challenges like that.
All right, Dan, how about you?
Overall, the connection's really good. I mean, most times when I play, Spider, you know this. I play with randos.
Yes.
I don't want to say randos, but I play with people that are not in my I don't know them IRL. I play with viewers basically. I don't want to call them randoms. That's the wrong term, but I play with viewers. For the most part, it's pretty solid. I mean, if you have bad Wi-Fi in general, yeah, you're gonna lag, of course. But for Switch standards, they're pretty good. I mean, I think it's pretty solid, very smooth, like Dredd said. not. I really can't think of a whole lot of problem outside like someone having a weaker connection for Switch standards. You mentioned any good moments you've had playing with friends online. I have a few. I have one in particular. I remember it was one game. I think you were there actually. What happened was it was I think it was like turn 10 or something like that. I had like a 3-star lead, and all of a sudden, freaking, I got chance timed. I had like 4 stars and no coins, and all of a sudden, all my stars got swapped with someone in last place. And I was
there.
Double. You were in a double bagel, 0 stars, 0 coins, and then all of a sudden, it was on Spaceland too. I remember I knew where I was. I like looked around the map where the star was and everything. I ran like a bunch of calculations in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, if I do this, then I can win this. And lo and behold, I pulled 4 stars out of my ass, and I won the bonus stars, and I won the game.
Yes.
That was probably one of my favorite moments of playing online.
Okay, for me, I love online. I love playing online. I actually have played with random people, like just completely random people, like strangers I don't even know. I actually took some pictures of like when I played with them because they would spam stickers at the craziest times, and I have like little replays saved. Oh, I should post some of them. I should post some of them because it's hilarious. Because like they would be so funny with the stickers and stuff, and so it was funny. It was funny. So
I mean, the Yoshi sticker, my god.
Yoshi sticker. Oh my god.
I love playing as Wario and
taking it from
spawning,
behind.
and I love playing as Wario and spamming the one sticker. I think it's just his hello sticker. It's just like, oh baby.
Oh baby. Yeah, I love playing with random people, but it's also really fun to play with friends you got as well. And I think the great thing about this, and I forgot who mentioned it, but like I love how, so the biggest worry a lot of people had with Mario Party Online was that, okay, people are gonna just be butthurt, they're gonna just quit, and that does happen. People do rage quit. I know what's happened, but it doesn't affect the game for everyone, which thank God for that. And I've known they could do that for years because I don't know if you guys have ever played this game, but there's a game called Fortune Street, and they had that similar concept. Yeah, they had a similar concept where if someone disconnected, it didn't stop it for all of you. They would just disappear and they would be replaced by a computer. And it's the same thing here. And also, I think if someone disconnects, if it's one of your friends, they can actually join back, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, you have lots of great options when it comes to online. Like, online is just, it's a really great time. And it is unfortunate if someone has bad internet, but that's with any game. Let's be real. That's with most games.
That's uncontrollable for the most part.
Exactly. So that's no fun, but I wouldn't say that's a Mario Party specific problem. That's every problem if you just have bad internet. Make sure you have LAN adaptation, kiddies, right? Make sure you got that LAN adapter. Make sure that switch is plugged in directly to that router so that, you know, you got the fastest, stablest connection hopefully possible.
Flex your internet.
Flex your internet. Flex your internet. And then also, good moments, any funny moments or just moments worth noting. Okay, so I have this moment to mention because Dan's here.
Yep.
So I've been in Dan's streams for a while now. I've been like kind of around his Mario Party streams for a while. Because number one, me and Dan have known each other for a little while now. Me and him are both moderators in another one of our friends' stream, AF Wagers. So we both are mods in his stream. So like we've kind of known each other. But like I've been to his streams for like the past, I don't know how many months, but like for the past so and so months, and I've been in his streams, especially his Mario Party streams, because I love watching him play Mario Party. Him and then some of the other people in his community, like they're funny. They just, it's just such a great time. It's like hilarious. Oh yeah, I always have a good time when I'm watching your Mario Party stuff because it's good stuff, and I always bet on you too. But I want to mention this. I want to mention this. So I finally have been able to join one of Dan's streams and like play Mario Party on stream, and so spoiler alert, I won the game. Ooh, and it was such a great time. I was like, yes, I won, so I'm quitting. I'm not playing any Mario Party on stream again. Later on, we actually, and this wasn't planned, like Dan was streaming for so long, like he was just going on and on and on and on. This man was chugging with his streaming, like he was
7.5 hours, yeah.
Damn.
That was a long damn time. So one of our other mutual friends, AF Wagers, came and he's like, "Oh, let's play Mario Party." And Dan's like, "Oh my god, it's so late. I already played. I'm so tired."
Like
but we go through with it, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I've already won. I don't want to play again." I'm like, "Okay, I'll play again." And then I end up winning that game too. I'm like, "Oh, God is good.
And I
God
think
is good.
that win. I mean, I remember it a little vividly. I know it was a few weeks ago, but like, you compared to the first win, you pulled that win out of your ass, out of nowhere. I don't know how you won that damn game.
Everyone was
the
shocked.
The first game you had a lead. The second game, you just like, I'm just gonna win now.
Everyone was shocked. Everyone thought our friend AF Wagers won. Like we're like, okay, he's got it in the bag. Like he has the most stars, he has the most coins, we think. But then I end up winning. Everyone was like, "What? You won?" It was so good. Oh man, I still got to go back and clip some stuff from there. So I got to do it soon because I don't want that VOD to go away. But I got to go back and clip some stuff. But like, it was such a good time. I had a great time, and I'm so happy to say I won 2 Dirty Dan Mario Party games. Let's go. 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2.
And so, only 2 out of 2 for the rest of the time.
Rest of the time. That's it. I'm retiring. I'm too old for this.
I don't blame him.
You know, I mean, hey, 2 for 2 winning. Why anyone would quit? Let's move on to the next question. This is a really basic question, but who's your favorite character? Like, who do you usually pick when it comes to the character selection? So we got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Birdo, Wario, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, and Rosalina. So who do you pick? Dreadians, let's start with you because we know you are a Toadette fan through and through. So Toadette's not there, and Toad's not even there, so who do you pick?
Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, since Toad and Toadette aren't there, I usually just play as Wario or Donkey Kong because I just like them. I don't really have a reason. Usually I'm Donkey Kong, but sometimes I'll play as Wario because I'm pretty sure there's no difference in any of the hitboxes, but I don't know, just playing as Donkey Kong feels weird sometimes because he's so fucking big. And again, like I said earlier, I like spamming the "oh baby." One thing I really liked about Super Mario Party is that it just had like a weird selection of characters. I really liked that you could play as Bowser. I thought that was really cool. I always played as Bowser whenever I play with Spider. And I hope they do that again in a future game because they've obviously proven that they don't always have to delegate Bowser as the bad guy. I love Bowser. He's my big spiky daddy. I'd love to play as him again.
Oh.
Or just bring Toad and Toadette back. I mean, you got tons of Toads. Bring Toadsworth back. Why do you gotta keep locking my girl to the NPC mode?
7.
Come on, man. I miss my girl.
Host of 7. Toadsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dan, you next. Who do you pick?
I play Mario every time. I'm as basic as they can get. I mean, yeah, I'm a Mario main. I mean, for some reason, every time I play Mario Party, at least in streams, there's always at least one game where someone picks Yoshi, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, Yoshi's a recurring character whenever I play Mario Party at all. Not even like on stream, just like, you know, in general. Whenever I play like off stream or anything like that, Yoshi's always there. I have no idea why. And Birdo as well, but I made Mario. He's always there. I swear, he's like every time I play Mario Party, like, oh, another Yoshi. But no, I play as Mario the most. Every now and then DK because of the high sticker he has, like the hi and the
he looks so dopey.
I love Donkey Kong.
He's a meme.
I don't really like how Donkey Kong looks in 3D, but I love how he looks in like the 2D art. He's so cute, and I'm glad, this is just like a slight aside, I'm glad they channeled the 2D art energy into his Mario movie appearance. He looks so cute in the Mario movie. I love when DK gets drawn really soft and round and dopey. It makes him look a lot more like a real life gorilla. And again, I'm a primate
DK.
pal, so I love anything that has monkeys and apes in it.
Okay. And gorillas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for me, I got 2 characters I usually pick. So one is Wario. I love me Wario. Wario is big sexy Wario. He is just bodacious and just, you know, vivacious, and it's just, you know, it's hard to deny his energy. So I love Wario. I've always loved Wario. I picked Wario since the first Mario Party. I would pick Wario or Peach. Right? So I pick Wario, and then the other character I play as the most, which might surprise some people, is Birdo. So Birdo is my, you know, LGBTQ superstar, mommy, hunty, girly, and I just love the energy she has with that freaking big bow on her damn head, and that freaking ring. When she just walks around with that ring, I just know.
And that mouth.
That mouth, that big old hole-shaped mouth. I'm like, ooh. I know she's just a sassy queen, and I love it. I just love how she just slays. She just can stand there with her whole-faced mouth and her ring on her hand, and I'm like, ooh, she just slays. I know Birdo slays. So I love picking Birdo as well. So if I can't get Wario, I pick Birdo. And if I can't get either of those two, then I go to my monkey Donkey Kong. But other than that, that's who I usually pick. All right. So let's see. Okay, now this is gonna be the T. This is the T right here. What's your favorite board? And then rank the 5 boards from most favorite to least favorite. Now, I'll gladly go last on this because I feel like you two have something to say.
Why don't you go first, Dan? Because I feel like you have more, since you've played the original ones, I feel like you have more of a
yes
point of view or perspective.
Yeah, I mean, my personal favorite out of the 5 is Horrorland. I mean, I love the day night mechanic. I mean, they started it, like, they kind of preluded it back in the original, because that get board was obviously from Mario Party 2, and it was like a little prelude to Mario Party 6, which kind of fully fleshed out the day-night cycle. And the fact that it's back in Horrorland, that's great. I love that. Certain boos appear at daytime, certain boos appear at nighttime. I do like the Mr. Eye down at the bottom of the map and the top of the map. So, for example, the first turn of the game, or second turn of the game, the star space will be like at the top of the map, but you see the Mr. Eye in the beginning of the map, just make a right turn at the junction, and then boom, you're there. You're at the star. So, a lot of strategy in that, and I do like that board a lot, and the music's also a pop as well, especially the home stretch music. It's really good. One more thing, that big boo at the top right corner of the map, where if you have 150 coins, you steal 1 star from everyone. That's cracked, and I love it. Second's probably Woody Woods. Kind of for a sort of similar reason, because it has a mechanic where there are 3 Monty Moles on 3 sections of the map, and every turn they swap, just like the day-night cycle in Horrorland, except it's every 2 turns in Horrorland. But Woody Woods, they swap every turn. And, it's kind of, just before that junction, you kind of got to do some thinking. Do I, cycle through the junction, wait for the next turn, and hope for a higher roll so I can take the correct junction to the star? Or do I just, kind of read the next star space, basically? And I love the fact that this is one of the few Mario Party boards in the franchise where you're able to roll twice in one turn. Both at the tree at the bottom and the tree at the top, where you can actually go in reverse. And having that tree at the top in reverse can sometimes benefit you, because there's actually a star space, potential star space, just before the junction that you can go back to when you use that tree. It's kind of hard to explain, but in practice it's easy. Kind of, you'll see. Third, probably Tropical Island. Pretty, I don't want to say it's basic, but I don't want to say crazy basic compared to like other boards. But I like Tropical Island. The happening faces are really cool. You can make the toll crazy big, which is really funny. That's a good map. That's number 3 for me. Number 4 is probably Birthday Cake. Kind of a hot take, because I know a lot of people didn't like Birthday Cake. Not even in the original and in the remake. Birthday Cake was really good. Basic, in my opinion, but it's the only one in the game that has 1 star space, so that's pretty basic. The seed mechanic in the middle of the map, where you have a 1 in 4 chance to get the Bowser seed. And honestly, you kind of want the Bowser seed, because like when you go towards that route, it's actually kind of a shortcut to the star space. The only trade-off is that you're probably lose like a lot of coins in the process. When you pass Bowser, he takes like 10-20 coins away from you. But if you're in like a position where you have like 50 plus coins in your inventory, you don't have to worry about that. You want to go that way. And Spaceland, it's my least favorite of the bunch. I don't think it's a bad map. I just don't like the fact that you can get stuck in an area for like the first like 5 turns of the game, because the happening spaces, they when you land on them, I forget what the name of those characters, those Shy Guy like characters.
The Sniffit?
Sniffits, thank you. Yeah, the Sniffits.
Sniffit.
They chase you down, and then you go all the way back to the previous part of the map, and you can get stuck on like the first section of the map for the first like 5 turns, and I don't like that, honestly. But everything else about the map is pretty good. I like the beam, the the Bowser beam. My friends and I have a little bit of a meme going on. We just yell out "Wide beam" when the beam goes off. I think my buddy Ferris does that a lot. Yeah, there's no board I hate, but if I would rank them, yeah, Horrorland's number 1, Woody was number 2, Island number 3, Cake 4, and Spaceland 5. But no stinkers in my opinion.
All right, pretty solid opinions.
Yeah, you probably have something crazy different though, Dread. Probably, I'm gonna assume so.
Actually, no. I was chuckling to myself because we have the exact same ranking, like
Oh, really?
to a T.
Whoa.
I also said Horror, Woody, Yoshi, Peach, Spaceland. We have the same
I'm not
exact
gonna lie, like,
ranking.
Peach's birthday is pretty controversial too, because like some people actually genuinely don't like that map, and some of them were actually disappointed that it came back. But it's very visually pleasing though.
I think Peaches is fine. It gets boring if you play it too many times, but I mean, it's also just like it's predictable, and that's good and bad because you can use that to your advantage, but again, it also gets pretty boring real fast. Space I put at the bottom because it gets frustrating a lot. Like, I agree with everything you said, like this being like getting trapped by the snippets, like, right in the beginning of the game, and I've had multiple games where, like, all 4 players are just stuck on the corner of the map because someone keeps rolling on the fucking snippet. It's really frustrating, and it's not fun. And the Bowser beam is really funny, but the fucking planets have to align in order to get it to work properly, so that it makes it really funny when it actually works, but most of the time, it's just kind of useless. Yoshi, again, I pretty much also said the same thing as you. I love, like, bumping up that toll. I said earlier that my friend and
It's like the easy pass.
Yeah, I said earlier that my friend and I like to do special challenges while we play just to keep the game fresh, and one of the challenges we did was, always take the Thwomp if you can, and pay it the maximum amount of money. So we'd have, like, a Womp, so we'd have a Womp with, like, you gotta pay 80 coins if you want to get through here. And Woody and Horror are at my top because I like the ones that require a lot of strategy. Spaceland I put at the bottom because I feel like there's not as much strategy that's needed. Horror, there's so many things you can do on Horrorland. Again, I'm just repeating everything you said. I just love all the different events that can happen. I love using Mr. I feel like King Boo is a good example of something that takes a lot to set up, but is so worth it. Like, the Bowser beam, it takes like 5, well, not 5 turns, like 5 passes.
You can camp it with the triple dash.
You
actually.
can, yeah, you can.
I've done that. It's really funny.
Yeah, the Bowser takes 5 passes, and the King Boo needs like 150 coins. The Bowser beam, like, usually just fucks over one person. Again, like, the planets have to align. There is, like, strategy that is involved with it, but a lot of times it's so hard to set up properly that you don't really get a huge payoff. But with the King Boo, like, it doesn't matter where everyone is. If you have enough money to do King Boo, you can just fuck everyone over, and it feels so good. And even if you just take the coin route, if you don't have the 150 to get the stars, like, you get a lot of coins. So I think either way, it's a really great, payoff. And yeah, I pretty much just agree with everything you said. I thought it was really funny that despite having different, like, Mario Party experience, like, we pretty much have the same exact ranking list.
That's good. No arguments there.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I don't have the exact same, but I kind of have a similar train of thought. So for number 1, we got Horrorland. Look, Horrorland, I feel like, is just everything right. Just everything is done right. So we got booze on the boards, you got options to steal. We got a whopping 3 item shops on this board. 3 freaking item shops. So you got lots of chances to buy items. There's lots of lucky spaces and stuff around, so you can get items from there as well. And then we got also Mr. I that lets you go literally across the board very easily if you are around that path. So I just think there's so many options you have on Horrorland that it's definitely number one for me. Like it's strategy ridden, tons of strategy. Like what Dredian said about the King Boo, there's a King Boo there. Lots of different strategies you can take on this board, and I just love it. Like most times, if someone said, "What board do you want to play?" I'm probably gonna say Horrorland, unless I played it too much. I would say Horrorland. Let's do Horrorland because that's pretty fun. Number 2 for me is Woody Woods. So I love me some Woody Woods. I love the fact that the junctions change every turn. I love that you can change the junctions as well. I love how Woody... Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I grew up with Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 3. So I know Woody, and I love Woody. Seeing him in this game is so cool. Seeing him, like, remade in, like, 3D. And, like... You know what I mean? Like, 3D. Like, just, like, HD. Seeing him in, like... top tier quality. I love how when he drops the fruits, he like does a little wiggle, little tree wiggle. I'm a big fan of Woody. Woody is just, it reminds me so much of being young and being a kid. So I love seeing Woody and the Dark Woody on the board. And it's just, there's lots of different options as well. I feel like this board also benefits from having so many different item shops, because I think actually this board has 3 item shops as well, if I'm not mistaken. It has one at the bottom, one on the top right, and then one on the bottom left that gives you like a plunder chest or like a hidden block.
Bottom left is correct.
Yeah, so like you have so many options on this board as well. So it's like I just love having multiple item shops on boards, because these other boards I'm going to mention don't have more than one, if I'm not mistaken. So number
Cake
3
has 1, and Space has a bunch too. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think Space only has 1, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the top left.
2. 1 at the bottom, 1 at the left. 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure. I think it has 3. I think 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 at the bottom, and then.
Can we let's fact check?
I feel like it only has 1, or at least people only ever use 1.
Everyone uses the left one.
Yeah, everyone is fucking stuck there because of the stupid snippet.
I think it's either 2 or 3. I know there's 1 at the bottom, there's 1 on the left. I think there's 1 on the right.
Are you sure there's 1 at the bottom? Because I think there's a bank at the bottom.
Yeah, there's a bank at the
bottom. Oh, the bank! Oh, I'm stupid.
Yeah, there's a bank.
Oh, there was an event of something that stops you.
I'm gonna look at a picture of the board.
I'm looking at a picture right now.
Might as well.
Yeah, there's only 1.
Oh, I take it back then.
Yeah.
I'll fact check later, I guess. I don't know. We just fact check anyways, but whatever.
Yeah. So actually, Spaceland is number 3 for me. I actually like Spaceland. So I like Spaceland back in Mario Party 2, and I feel like maybe my nostalgia glasses are coming on here. They're right on my face, and like the music and the atmosphere is it's so cool. It's such a great board, and I love seeing the little Sniffets around. Sniffets are so cute. Oh, they're just so adorable with their little whole-faced mouths, just like Birdo. It's just they're so cute.
You have a thing for mouths.
I think he has a thing for holes.
I think it's a thing for holes, actually, Mr. Dan. It's holes, not mouths.
Sure.
Yeah. So I love Spaceland. Spaceland's pretty cool. The music's cool. The Bowser Beam is deadly. Ooh, when you get your friends with that, ooh, you gotta be careful, because people can not want to be your friend if you take away all their coins. With the Bowser Beam, they act different when they get hit by that Bowser Beam. That's just something about that Bowser Beam. So I love Spaceland. I think Spaceland is a pretty cool board. I just wish it had more item shops. I wish it would have like at least another item shop somewhere. Maybe on a path that most people don't really go down. And then for number 4, I have Peach's Birthday Cake. Peach's Birthday Cake, I think is a pretty nice board. And my biggest like for it is the change they made with the Goomba Seed Lottery thing. Because back then in the first Mario Party, the Goomba Seed Lottery was at the top. And it's like, before you even get to the star, it's right there. And the revision they had for it, where it's at the Goomba Seed Lottery is actually at the bottom. So it's like kind of what Dan said earlier. You actually want to get the Bowser Seed, because then you have a shortcut to go back and get another star. I like it so much better like that. I think it's so much better like that. It's what it should have been all along, because it makes no sense for it to be at the top to like be like, oh, you get a star, you don't get a star. Like, it being at the top means you have to have like 30 coins to get the star because you have to pay for the seed and then, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, it's probably why people
So
don't
I
like it.
actually like Peach's Birthday Cake, and I also like that actually doesn't have a boo on the board because it actually uses the mechanic of the happening space where if you want to get a star, you gotta plant a strawberry and then they land on the space, and it actually feels more like you actually feel a little less guilty if someone lands on your space. It's like, well,
Okay.
you landed on it.
That's how the game goes.
That's how the game goes.
I low-key hate those things, not gonna lie, the piranha plants. Well, I hate them in the sense that when they're not mine.
Well, they're not yours. Okay. But you don't mind playing them all over the board.
I love it until it's against me, basically.
Yeah, basically. And then my least favorite actually is Yoshi's Tropical Island. And I want to touch on something Dan said earlier. There's no stinkers in Mario Party Superstars. I think all the boards are fine. It's just this board, and I'm not really a big fan of Yoshi's Tropical Island. I just think, there's the area. The area looks great. The board itself looks nice, but I just feel kind of bored most of the time I play this board. I don't know. I get bored, and I don't want to be bored playing a board game. I want to, have fun. So, and also I don't really like how the mechanic works with Toadette and then Bowser being on different sides. Because I always get screwed over, and that's kind of another reason why I don't like it.
He punts the star space. How do you not like it, Bowser?
I don't like
punts
it.
the star space.
I don't like how he gives
so
you a
nice,
raft,
he gives you a floaty.
a little floaty
Yeah.
that you break because it's too
dope
small.
looking floaty too. It's got spikes and everything.
Yeah, but it's not really my favorite. And the Thwomp thing too. I like what Jordan said about the Thwomp thing. Like that could actually be cool. Like saying like, okay, you always have to take the Thwomp and pay it the most. But I don't know. I'm just not really the biggest fan of this board. This board, it's just okay for me. It wouldn't be my first choice if we were.
It's definitely the beginner board. Isn't it like single star difficulty?
Single star.
Yeah, that's like baby's first board.
Yeah, I think I remember it being baby in the first one too. I think I can't remember correctly, but I think it is.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I believe it was one.
Okay.
Okay, so recap. Okay, so we got Horrorland, Woody Woods, Spaceland, Peach's Birthday Cake, and Yoshi's Tropical Island.
Okay, so we pretty much like all agree on everything except Spider has Yoshi and Spaceland swapped. But we all agree
Basically,
that
yeah.
Horror and Woody are the best, and then Peach is not the worst.
Yes. We all agree on that. So, next question. Let's talk about minigames. Minigames. What is Mario Party with no minigames, right? Minigames are the
Top
thing
100.
that keeps... Dan!
I had to.
Now Dan.
No. Mario Party without boards is top 100. Mario Party without minigames is Star
My
Rush.
fault.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
My fault.
It's
Oh,
the
my-
minigames.
Star
I
Rush
meant Star Rush, my
didn't
bad.
have shit. I think it
Let
only
me
had
ask-
like 20 minigames.
I got
Okay.
it reversed.
Let me re-ask the question.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this in, by the way.
You better.
Okay, let's talk minigames. Which minigames do you like? And which minigames improved from the original? And which minigames are worse than the original? So, basically, let's find out what minigames you like, and then find out which minigames you just... You don't have to like it to think that it improved, right? You could just be like, oh, I'm glad that it's better than it was before. And then which minigames you think got worse. So, Dan, I feel like you should start this off, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I like probably like 90% of the minigames I'm really satisfied with, for the most part. I like my favorite type of minigames, probably the reaction-based minigames, like Shy Guy Says. I love Shy Guy Says. Mushroom Mix-Up is a reaction-based minigame. I like that one as well. The majority of them I really do like. In terms of like what they've improved, a lot of them have like quality life changes. Sometimes like the engine itself, just the engine, what it looks like, Superstars, just makes the minigames feel better in general. But one big improvement I can think of off the top of my head is, for example, games like Bumper Balls from
Bumper
1,
Balls.
and I think it's from 2. Yeah, I think it's a 2 variant actually. But Bumper Balls and Snowball Summit, those 2 mini games. In the originals, if there's more than one survivor by the end of the timer, it's a draw. No one wins any coins in the original. This time around, it's if there's more than one survivor, everyone who survived wins coins, which is good. Because in the original, it's like, you just wasted 60 seconds to tie. Like, it's no thank you. I don't like that. There are other improvements as well, mainly quality of life. Another one I think of off the top of my head for improvements in minigames, what's that called? Dizzy Dancing, I think it's called. Where instead of it's a race to the middle when you have the dizzy controls, it's basically a collecting minigame. I still don't think it's great. I'm not good at it, but I mean, it lasts longer than 5 seconds now.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I really like 4. I mean, a little off topic here, but I love. Remember liking 4's roster a lot. Even though there aren't a lot of minigames from 4, I love the minigames they brought back from 4. In regards to the ones that made them worse, I really can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, there are some things that they could have added to games to make them better that I'm surprised they shouldn't. One thing off the top of my head, Crazy Cutters, the one where you have to draw the outline around like the boo or the bomb or the chain chomp that you have to draw. When you start from the right, because I typically start from the right, going clockwise, when you get to the left side, your character is blocking the rest of the outline, so it's kind of hard to see. Exactly. So what they could have done, they could have made the characters like, kind of like faded out, like little, what's the word, transparent, faded out a little bit.
Yeah. So
you can actually see behind you. I'm surprised they didn't do that, because that was a huge problem. By the way, Crazy Cutters, I love the minigame. It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Same reason why I love Trace Race. But I don't understand, why didn't you do that? Like, they got, like, why didn't they fix that? But other than that, I don't think there's any, because again, that's not really something that made the minigame worse. It's just something they didn't change, which I think that could have been a major change. But I can't really think of one that generally made it was worse. The only thing I can think of is Dungeon Duo is one of my favorite minigames. The depth perception in that game, when you jump on the platforms, it's weird.
Oh my god,
Not
yeah,
bad.
I always fall. At least
Yeah,
once.
in Mario Party 4, it kind of feels a little better in Mario Party 4, the depth perception.
Yes.
But it's not terrible, but it's just weird in Superstars. Like, they're a lot more floaty. And that's kind of it in terms of, like, what's worse, but not a lot of it. But for the most part, like 90% of the time, I like a lot of the minigames, and a lot of them had big improvements. But there are just some that they just couldn't change or just didn't feel like changing.
All right. Okay, Dredd, how about you?
Okay, so yeah, again, this is a question that's affected by me never playing the original 3 Mario Parties. I never played any of them, but I've watched gameplay footage of them, and some of those games looked like janky as fuck. I mean, again, it's like an over 20-year-old game, so yeah, of course it's gonna be kind of janky. But yeah, Dan mentioned, like, the whole, like, everyone loses if you tie in bumper balls. Mushroom Mix-Up, like, you're bouncy as fuck in that game. I've watched people play the original Mushroom Mix-Up, and then, like, what's the other one called? Like, Hexagon Heat?
Hexagon Heat.
Yeah, like, you're bouncing around, so if you jump on someone's head, you're dead. Like, you just instantly, like, jump into the water. So I think it controls a lot nicer in Superstars, but again, we're talking about, like, 20 years later.
I'll tell you what, sorry to cut you off, but, like, I'll tell you what, Mario Party 1 and 2, I'll tell you this, it controlled a lot worse Hexagon Heat and Mushroom Mix-Up.
Yeah.
It did. Especially with that stupid N64 controller, oh my god.
Yeah, for games I like, I like a lot of the 4 games. I like Trace Race, I like Book Squirm. I like all, like, the drawing and running ones because I'm terrible at button mashing and reacting, so those are the ones where you have to draw or, like, run around, like, those are the ones I usually have a chance in. I don't think any of the games are bad, except for maybe some of the coin ones, like River Raiders and Quicksand Cash. Okay,
Castaways!
Fuck Castaways.
Fuck that game.
I hate Castaways.
Fuck that game.
I never get anything in I think I got the treasure chest, like, once. Yeah, okay, yeah, Castaways sucks. Quicksand Cash is boring, but you can get a lot of money from it, and then River Raiders is just...
It's cracked towards the one. I'm telling you, has too much influence.
Yeah, they're both cracked towards the one. I think, I think all the games they picked from the original ones are fine. None of them are really bad. Like, they're boring at worst. But I don't think there's really any ones other than Castaways where I'm like, oh god, not this one. My problem is more they picked a weird selection of games. Like the first 3 games, they picked a bunch of mini games from. 4 and 5, like a couple, and then but like 8. I think there's only 2 8 games. Like it's just
That's exactly it. There's only 2.
yeah, it's just Winter or Dinner and the paintball one.
Paint and Misbehaving.
Yeah,
Paint and Misbehaving.
Like okay, yeah, I know a lot of the 8 ones had motion controls, but it's like there's more than just those 2. There's a lot of good ones in 8. I would have loved to the one where you have to cut the ropes.
Yeah, that's like Bowser's Big Blast. Though.
True.
RNG.
Yeah, I guess a lot of them are redundant or whatever, but like
Can I make this point though for the Mario Party 8 to add on to that?
Sure.
Yeah, so there's this one mini game that I thought of. It has motion controls. It's called Eye on the Prize.
Right.
Mini game.
Yeah.
Where you have to tilt the Wii remote left and right to have the balls that drop down go into the correct color corresponding with the tube, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they can bring that back. Just instead of the motion controls, just tilt the stick left and right. Like it's a fun mini game. It's a good one too.
They could translate them so easily.
Yeah.
Like the one. Also, there's like the one where you're in cyberspace too. I really like that one.
Mario Matrix.
Yeah.
Mario Matrix. Yeah. The hexagons.
I love the soda shaking game. That was my favorite one. Like that one could just be like a button mashing game. I don't know.
The out of context mini game.
Yeah. The everyone jerk off.
A lot of people were really good at that mini game.
They should have brought Flip the Chip back. Give it its glory back, because everyone who makes fun of Mario Party 8 always brings up fucking Flip the Chip.
That one sucks.
They could have brought it back and made it great and like make it reclaim its glory, make everyone become Flip the Chip stands. The later games, like the one for free games, like everything about Mario Party Superstars is definitely focused on one for free. So the games that they picked from 8, 9, and 10 are really weird. It's like, who wanted Manner of Escape to come back? Or, like, Goomba Spotting? Like, they picked, like, the most boring games.
Don't hate on Goomba
Spotting. I love Goomba Spotting.
Don't hate on Goomba Spotting. That's my shit, actually. I love Goomba
Spotting.
Agree to disagree. I would have liked to see stuff like Loggerheads or Chain Event or Shy Guy Shuffle. That's one's from 10, but I love the little donut-eating cutscene that happens at the end of Shy Guy Shuffle. Cute. That one's so cute. I don't know. I think
because the rest sucked.
They picked a lot of weird games from the later titles. I feel like the everything from the earlier games are fine. They picked good games, but like as you get farther and farther in, like the amount of games just gets smaller and smaller, and they picked like really weird ones. And I don't know. They probably could have done. None of the games suck aside from Castaways, but they probably could have picked some better ones to represent the newer games. That's my opinion.
Okay, for me, they picked so many good minigames. Like, I just want to kind of name some of my favorites. Crazy Cutters, Facelift, Snowball Summit, Storm Chasers, Bounce and Trounce, Bumper Balls. I'm really good at Bumper Balls.
You do know how to handle balls.
I do. I don't know why, but I do. I think some other people may know why. I love Messy Memory. Oh my gosh. I love Messy Memory, but the problem is that everyone has phones now, so people just take a picture. I'm like, oh my god, just play the game normally.
I don't do that. The Messy Memory's not that hard.
It's just not. Well, I can easily take it. Like, I mean, I have a face cam on stream, so you can easily see me cheat. I mean, I can kind of like sneak it in there, but like, I do like the minigame. I kind of like challenge myself because I do get 10 out of 10 most of the time. So
I just can't stand. Hold on, real quick. I just can't stand when the minigame starts and I hear this.
I'm assuming that was your phone going. The sound.
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Yeah. It's just. I'm like, oh my god, really, guys? Let's just play the game. But I love Messy Memory. Were you gonna say something, Jedians?
Yeah. So for Messy Memory, usually I just kind of repeat everything that's there. Be like, oh, like Mario hat, Wario hat, whatever. But that becomes a problem when I'm playing with my friend. because we do voice chat, and for stuff like not okay, every time we play Goomba spotting, I'm trying to count, and he's like 1, 2, 15,
yeah, it's
40,
hard to not count
35, and he just keeps saying a bunch of numbers, and I'm like, I'm gonna mute your ass, I can't count.
What I do for messy memory is I literally say the first letter of each each thing on the top row. So for example, if it's Mario hat, Peach's crown, hammer, then mushroom, or Donkey Kong tie, or whatever the heck, I would just say M, P, H, D. Like, I would say something like that, and I would just keep saying it to myself. And if I'm on a call, I would mute myself so that people know that I'm doing it. And so, like, I'll be able to know the top row, and then I just study the bottom row. Like, that's my strategy to get a 10-10.
Yeah.
My strat for that, my strat for basically is just saying the, well, yeah, again, I say I don't say the first letter, but I say, like, the full thing out loud, but only for the top row. I say the top row a bunch of times, but at the same time, I'm looking at the bottom row. Just, like, looking, I'm trying to memorize. So I'm saying the top row and looking at the bottom row, so I have my mouth going on the top row and my eyes going, that came out wrong, but my eyes looking at the bottom row. But, yeah, I'm bad at multitasking, but I just look at the bottom row and they say the top row out loud, and that's kind of how I get a 10 out of 10 most of the time.
Yeah. And then we got great mini games like Pushy Penguins, Coney Island. We got Title Toss. We just got lots and lots of good mini games. I like Cake Factory. I mean, I love Cake Factory. TikTok Hop. Like, we just got okay. I can go on and on and on, but we got lots of great mini games. I was so happy for the mini game collection that we got, right? But some of the mini games I thought that got better. I'm gonna name a couple that I think got better. Cheap Chase from Mario Party 3. I was so bad at that. I was so bad at that in Mario Party 3. I could never win. But I've won that one several times playing it with my friends, even against computers. I've won several times. I'm like, finally, I can win at this. Because in Mario Party 3, I just knew anytime there was Cheap Chase, I'm like, okay, I lost. Just accept it. Just accept it, Spider. You lost. That's it. It's over. Done. But, you know, I'm way better at it in this game. So I feel like whatever thing they changed, thank God they changed it. I don't think they changed anything for this one, but for some reason I'm way better at Paths of Peril in this game than in Mario Party 4. I don't know why. I'm so much better at this. I don't really fall off. I may fall off like once, but I'm usually like can just straight up just follow the path and not fall off at all.
I suck at it. I suck at that minigame now. I feel like it's, I mean,
really?
Now that you bring that up, like, Paths of Peril, in my opinion, is, I mean, I still love the game, like, even in Superstars, but, like, in Mario Party 4, I was, like, I never fell. But now in Superstars, I don't know what it is. Maybe the characters are bigger and the paths are smaller. I don't know. But I fall a lot in that one. And I play as one of the smaller characters, Mario. He's the smallest character in the game, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
So it's hard to get, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I still like the game.
Yeah. And then I think Title Toss, they improved a lot. The first player actually has a chance, the single player by themselves. Title Toss from Mario Party 3. You actually have a chance to win. Title Toss is when you're on like a boat and you're crashing waves down to get everyone off.
They improved that one. Oh. I think they improved that one.
Way better.
The one with the piranha, the one with PD Piranha, like that one's Piranha like Pursuit. Impossible if you're the 3.
I forgot to mention Piranha's Pursuit. That minigame is hard, heavy on the 1. Probably the most in Mario Party history. Outside of probably Crate Peril. That's a 6 minigame that didn't make it in, thank God.
Yeah, for Piranha's Pursuit, that's basically slanted completely to the single player. If you lose as a single player, something is wrong. Either your controller died, that's the only thing you can claim that I will maybe accept, that your controller died, because I don't want to hear anything about a person losing Piranha's
mental
Pursuit.
Hospital if you lose that as the 1.
Oh, wow.
Shigeru Miyamoto comes to your house and punches you in the stomach.
The fuck, bro?
But yeah, they improved like Title Toss. They improved. Eats a Pizza is really good in this one. They improved a lot of great mini games. So I want to now get through the mini games I think got worse. Okay, so let's get through some that I think that got a little worse for whatever reason. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Before I even say that, I just want to also mention thank you to Nintendo for Mushroom Mix-Up with the different colors on each mushroom and the different patterns, because some people are colorblind, and not colorblind completely, like they can't see colors at all. But it's sometimes different colors can be a little bit tricky for them.
They did that in Top 100 too.
They did for Hexagon Heat. They did that, so we appreciate that so much. Because I'm not exactly colorblind, but sometimes I have trouble seeing. For the Nintendo 64 one, I had trouble seeing, what was it? I think.
Which one?
I don't remember. Oh, for Mushroom Mix-Up, the first Mario Party, and for the 64 one, I had trouble seeing like two colors. I forgot which they were, but I remember every time they pop up, I'd be like, oh no, I got confused. And it wasn't because they looked alike. It's just because when the quality is bad and it's just colors, it's like you could be a bit confused.
Two. Which one are you talking about?
I said for Mario Party 1, Mushroom Mix-Up.
Mushroom. Oh, I thought you were thinking of a different mini game.
No. Mushroom Mix-Up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the ones I think that got worse. Facelift. I do think Facelift got worse.
I don't know about that. I think it's kind of like, I think it's better personally. I mean, you know what? They actually show you what you can move as well, but I mean, I can definitely see why people think it's worse, but it's personal.
I don't like that you can't fuck Bowser's face up as much. That's what I liked about watching the original one. You could really just make him like
give him a pogger face.
Yeah, he was like fucking made of rubber in the original version, but
oh yeah,
the new one is a little more like just. I mean, yeah, it makes it like easier to actually do it, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun just messing up his face. This is what I get for growing up on like Mario 64 and Mario 64 DS. Like, y'all remember in 64 DS how you could do like the bottom screen with Mario or Yoshi's face, and you could like turn it into a drawing? Yeah. I love that.
Okay, let me explain my reason why, because I got completely sidelined.
Sorry.
For Facelift, it's okay. For Facelift, I just feel like it's so much harder to maneuver Bowser's face into the exact way they want it. And, maybe for someone like Dan, his hands are experienced with Bowser's face. But, for other people...
Experienced a lot of things.
I'm kidding. Oh, Dan!
In Mario Party.
In Mario Party.
Obviously.
You clearly would not imply anything else. Clearly. Definitely not. But for Bowser, I kind of imagine it kind of like what they did with Mario Party 2. For Mario Party 2's Facelift, I don't know what it was. They did something where it's just like, it was hard to be successful at that minigame. And it barely appeared too, because it was also a battle minigame, so it was like, damn, like you barely see it. But they did something to make it like harder to get a good score. And I kind of feel the same about for this in Superstars. I kind of feel like, damn, Facelift it's tough. It's like, it's a bit challenging now. Next for me would be, what's it called? The one from Chip Shot Challenge. Chip Shot Challenge. I don't give a damn what anyone says. That minigame's tough. And I felt like with Mario Party 3, it kind of had like a formula, but I don't know. I completely lost it in Superstars. I am not good at Chip Shot Challenge.
It's boring.
It's bad because, well, I don't hate it personally. I mean, I'm kind of like, gushing over the game, but I don't hate it per se. But I can see what people do, because you can benefit from people's mistakes. Because like if you go first and you completely miss, the second person is gonna have a better idea of what not to do, and then the third person. Basically, if you go last, you're probably gonna win.
Yeah.
Because you piggyback all people's mistakes, and then you end up winning.
Exactly. Dungeon Dash, I feel like, is way harder now. In the 64 one, I could do it real easily, but I don't know what it is, but something about having no synergy with your partner at all, especially when you play this online, it's so hard. I always just get the X and, like, fall over because you make a mistake. It's like, Dungeon Dash is tough. It's really tough to do that online. And I don't know if that's necessarily got worse. It's hard to do that online. And then I would say my last one would actually be some of the item minigames. I think some of the item minigames got worse. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I didn't even consider those as games.
Well, I consider them.
Honestly, because they're so quick. They're not even in the minigame mode. You can't play them in the minigame mode.
Well,
and
I'm counting them. I don't give a damn. I'm
That's
making
fine.
the
I'm
rules.
just saying you can't play. I mean, I count them as well, but like I count them, but at the same time, you can't play it. You can't play them in the minigame mode. You can only play them in the board mode. You gotta get lucky and get them.
Swinging with sharks, can't do it. I can't. I can't.
I don't
do
think.
it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever won in that one.
There's no winning. It's just that like you get so winning. So basically, winning means getting the fifth item, which I cannot get for the life of me. Like
I
can't
never
get
can. And then the next one will be Winner's Wheel. That one's a bit tricky because it's like I don't know the formula on where it's gonna stop. Like for Mario Party 3, I could not always. You can never really say always, but I could almost always get what I want. Like or at least or around the area of what I want. But for this, I don't know what it is. I can't really. I can't really do it. So
I think it's random. I think it's actually you can time it. I think you can time it in the older games, but I think they quote fixed it where you can't time. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I really never forgot the timing, but I'm pretty sure you can time it in 3, the original one.
yeah. Okay, let's get down to business. So we've been spending this time having a good old time talking about Mario Party Superstars. We've had a great time talking about it. But we got to talk about this because I think this is on everyone's mind. If you've played Mario Party Superstars and you've enjoyed the game, it's been on your mind. DLC.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? Are we going to get it? Is it not going to happen? So I have a couple questions planned for each of us to answer. And I'm going to start off with the first question because we're getting right into Mario Party DLC. Does Mario Party Superstars need DLC? And if so, what type? What type of DLC does it need? And I want you to be specific. Be specific. Do you want to see boards? Do you want to see characters? Do you want to see minigames? Do you want to see other little things? Dan, I want you to start us off, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the answer is clearly yes. I mean, I would love to see the DLC for this game. I mean, my hypothetical DLC is they release packs in waves like they do with Mario Kart, Smash. Like I think Wave 1 should focus again. This is me. Hypothetically, I think Wave 1 should focus on Mario Party 4 alone. I think they bring back a board with a handful of minigames because there are a lot. Well, first off, the board I would like to see come back is Goomba's Greedy Gala. That's my favorite board in 4, mainly because of the little wheel in the middle. It's RNG based, but you can kind of bribe Goomba to force it towards the star. And there's this little bottom corner on the bottom left corner where you can loop around, and I've actually won a game by only staying in that one corner, unintentionally, by the way. I don't know how I fucking won it, but I did. It was not on stream, but it was a private net play, an offline net play game basically. But yeah, a handful of then a handful of 4 minigames. There are not a lot of minigames from 4 that are included. I can think of a handful of minigames that are from 4 that I personally think could come back. I mean, the first one I can think of is Toad's Quick Draw, 4-player minigame. It's kind of like Mushroom Mix-Up in the sense of reaction, where Toad holds up a flag, and whatever the color flag is, you have to shoot that one. That's a good one. Team Treasure Trek, the one where it's 2v2, and it's a big maze, and you can only look at the map when you stop. There's a map, but you can't move and look at the map. And one teammate has to get the treasure chest in the maze, and the other one has to get the key. And then once both players get those said items, they have to meet in the middle, and whoever does that first wins. I like that one a lot. Off the top of my head, this one, Chain Chomp Fever. It's basically a survival game. There's a Chain Chomp in the middle, and he goes around left and right along the platform, and he hits a boulder every time he crashes into a wall. And by the end of the game, if multiple people survive, the Chain Chomp just goes sicko mode, back and forth, when there's no wall. He just turns around, just keeps going and going. I love that one. I mean, I can name more, but I would just love to see a wave version of it. Wave 1 is Mario Party 4. Wave 2, Mario Party 5. I would love to see Toy Gym come back. That's my favorite board in Mario Party 5. Mario Party 6 is Wave 3. I would love to see Clockwork Castle come back. Clockwork Castle is my favorite board of all time. It's basically at the end of everyone's turn, either DK or Bowser rolls a dice, and they go around the board. It's DK during daytime and Bowser during nighttime. If DK catches you, or you catch DK, you get a star with 20 coins. But in the inverse, if it's Bowser, he catches you or you catch him, you lose a star. You lose a star, or if you don't have a star, you lose coins. That's my favorite map of all time. 7, I would love to see Bowser's Enchanted Inferno come back. Mainly because we don't have a Bowser map. I like that map a lot. If not, Pagoda Peak. And 8, Shy Guys Perplex Express. And 9 and 10,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, they could probably pull minigames from 9 and 10, but definitely not boards because that doesn't follow the basic, the basic formula that Superstars follows. Has that stupid car, but yeah, I would like to see DLC in waves. In terms of characters, I don't really care for the. I mean, I know some people I know someone who wants Boo back, but probably not going to get that because the Boo's on the board. You never know, but I don't really care for characters because in Mario Party, outside of Super Mario Party, it doesn't really matter which character you pick. They're more just board pieces of a board game. That's all they are. Like, they're all the same. You can argue some hitboxes are different, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. I pick Mario for crying out loud. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to see for Mario Party Superstars DLC, like waves that represent that follow a theme of certain Mario Party games. Oh, and also GameCube Mario Party, golden era of Mario Party. Just saying.
Okay. All right, Dread, how about you?
Okay, yeah, boards and minigames are top priority for me. I mean, I already know I'm not going to get the characters I want, because I'd like playing as Toadette, and she's already an NPC, so it's fine, whatever, I'm fine playing as Wario, I'm fine playing as Donkey Kong. I want some more boards, man. I know it's pretty common for Mario Party games to only have 5 or 6 boards, but I think the fact that Superstars is meant to be a collection and only just has boards from the first 3 games, it makes it feel like it has a big jarring hole, and not the kind of holes that Spider likes. Something
Oh god.
it feels like there's something missing. It feels like there's supposed to be more. And, I like what they have so far, but, I don't know. Something about it feels, empty, there should be more. So, yeah, I definitely want more boards and minigames. I like Dan's idea of a wave system. Spoiler alert, I did not really, think that far ahead of, what exactly I want in DLC, but I did make a list of a few boards I wanted to see, Fair Square, Pagoda Peak, Shy Guys Perplex Express. If they ever considered the handheld games, I'd love to see Bowser's Pinball Machine. For the mini games, I just want to see more later 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mini games. There's also no mini games from Super, which it makes sense because Super's already on the Switch, but I don't know, I feel like it'd be cool if Super had such great mini games, and it'd be cool to bring some of them back. Just so you don't have to buy 2 different Mario Party games to get the full minigame experience. But Nintendo loves money, so I don't know if they do that. But yeah, I just want more stuff in general. I don't really care what kind of stuff they add. I just want more. I played with all the toys. I want more toys to play with.
All right, for me, I want to see whatever they'll give us, right? But mainly boards. I do want new boards. And I think what Dan suggested is a good idea, having waves. I think it's a great idea. Add a board each time. But I think mainly what we need is boards. Before minigames and anything else, we need boards. We need boards. We need new ways to play. So I would love for them to add a Mario Party 4 board. I think Goomba's Greedy Gala is a great choice. I think the music is great. The board is great. It's a beautiful board. I would love for them to add that. I know this is not really popular for everyone for people who are Mario Party 4 fans. This is not really popular, but I love Toad's Midway Madness. That board is just it's just something so special to me. It's one of my top 5 boards of all time for any Mario Party board or any Mario Party game. I love the music. I love the board. It's just it has a special place in my heart. So I would love Toad's Midway Madness to return. And for minigames, there's so many minigames that they could do? Like Team Treasure Track from Mario Party 4. Oh, so good. I would love for them to add that 2 versus 2 minigame. I would love for them to add... Mario Party 4 had a lot of great dual minigames as well that were actually just story minigames. So I would love for them to add Careening Koopas, Goomba's Chip Flip, Archaeologus, Mystic Matchum, Bowser Bop. Just, I love the story minigames from Mario Party 4 that could easily be dual minigames. Easily, easy. I would love for them to add that. I actually think Careening Koopas was in top 100. So they showed that they could easily add it as a dual minigame. So I would love for them to do things like that. So that's it for boards, for minigames. For characters, I don't really think they will add any characters, to be honest. I think it's possible. If they do, I would like to see Pauline. I think Pauline is everything. I love Pauline. If they add her, that's the character I'm picking all the time. Point blank, period.
Good, then I can play Wario.
Yeah, you could be Wario.
I'll see if that happens, yeah.
I'll pick Pauline, you pick Wario. As long as I get her, I'm good. And then, if I had another choice, I would love for them to add King Babam. I would love for them to add King Babam, and let me tell you why. He is an OG from the Nintendo 64 era. From Super Mario 64, everyone knows King Babam. He's an original, he's an OG. They've added him in recent games like Mario Kart Tour, and I think the Mario Golf game, I think they added him in. I forgot what the golf game is called.
Rush.
But Super Rush, yes. Super Rush. They've added him in that. So I think they could totally add him in this, and he'd fit in because hello, most of Mario Party Superstars is focusing on Nintendo 64 minigames and boards. So, like, he'd be a perfect fit. Just seeing him in those minigames, it'd be so cute. I would love it. I would totally pick him too. Shoot.
No, Ridley's too big.
Oh, too big. They could easily resize him. I don't want to hear too big. No one's too big and vivacious. I mean, we got Wario, okay? Wario's vivacious and bodacious with his big body, so they could easily add King Babam in my fantasy. They can. So we have more DLC questions, so let's go on to the next one. Were you disappointed with the focus on Mario Party 1 to 3 boards and minigames? Would you prefer DLC or a future installment to include more minigames and boards from later Mario Party installments? And I think we kind of answered that, but, might as well answer it again. Dan?
I mean, I don't think it's... I'm not really, disappointed that 1 and 3 have the most representation. I mean, 3 has the most representation as... I mean, it doesn't have the most, but probably is represented the best because it has the most minigames.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think a lot of the minigames from 3 they brought back are really good, and the ones that weren't so good, they improved upon a lot. But on top of that, Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, they're the original trilogy. It kind of set the tone of what Mario Parties in the future should be. For the most part, the Mario Party 9 and 10 and shit. But they're the OG, so that's probably why, And, again, with the wave system, with the Mario Parties 4 through 8, they can definitely add in the future. But will they? the matter of will they? But no, I'm not disappointed about the over-representation of Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. Although I do feel that 4, 5, 6, and 7, and especially 8, don't have a lot of minigames. So it's kind of in that case, it's kind of like a yes and no from me because I would like to see more GameCube. But again, DLC, so you never know.
So I'm actually going to go next and answer this because I have a similar opinion to you. I've said several times already, I grew up with the original Mario Parties, the 64 Mario Parties. They have a special place in my heart. So again, I always say I could be blinded by nostalgia. I'm not going to lie. I'm not oblivious to the fact that I could be blinded by nostalgia. Yeah, so the 64 games were the OGs, so I love that they're paying homage and respecting that this is what started the series. This is what the series and the games were founded on. So I love that they're improving on those minigames because also, let's be real, those minigames are so great, but graphically, because it's a 64 game, they don't stack up, obviously, to what we have today. So seeing it remade in glorious 3D, HD, whatever you want to call it, being remade and just beautiful graphics, I love seeing that. I love seeing these old minigames just still hold, how am I wording this? Still hold well today. It's still great. The minigames are still great, and you can still play them and love them, and we still can. There could be other old mini games they could have included too. That would have been great in this game that we've mentioned. We mentioned a couple of them. So yeah, I think it's great. I'm not disappointed at all by the representation, but I am understanding that there are people out there who wanted more representation for the GameCube games and some of the later games like the Wii games, Wii U games, whatever the case is. I'm very understanding that there could have been more, maybe mini games or something that they could have done to show more love to the newer generation. But again, I'm not disappointed with what they have in the game. I love the 64 boards they have on the game, so I'm happy with that. So
yeah, one more thing about the boards. Kind of shocked they didn't add a sixth board, because 1 and 2 both have 2 boards, while 3 has 1. But here's the thing: like back in the back in the GameCube, N64, and Wii era, the standard was 6 boards. Mario Parties 2 through 4 had 6. Mm-hmm. Mario Parties 6 through 8 had 6. 5 had 7.
Yes.
And Mario Party 1 to this day still holds the most with 8. And that's surprising because it's the weakest. Yeah, it's surprising because it's the weakest console. So then again, the detail they added to the boards we got, they are like top tier. But again, I kind of, I'm surprised I didn't add 2, 2, and 2. But Woody Wood's really good as well. But I would like to see a little more from one more board. But again, DLC.
All right, Dredians, go off.
Yeah, alright. So on the one hand, I think it's good that there's a lot of older Mario Party representation, because it gives a chance for players like me who never played the originals to experience some of the boards and games. If I was going to sneeze for a second. And I think that was their goal, to, focus on the older games, to, cater to younger gamers and people who just haven't played the originals. But now that we have, I don't know if it's all 3. I know it's 1 and 2. Are all 3 on the Nintendo Online yet, or is it just 1 and 2?
Right now 1 and 2 are on. 3 I don't think is on this. I can't play the expansion because I'm on a family plan with some friends, and my friend who's the host refuses to upgrade. So
I can emulate it. I don't blame them. It's like $80.
I mean, I don't mind paying the extra $1 personally, but then again, I can always emulate it, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Anyways, my point being that now it's sort of redundant because, you can only play it with the expansion pass, but now you can actually play Mario Party 1 and 2 on the Switch. You can play the originals, so now the Superstars focusing so hard on 1, 2, 3 feels kind of redundant now, because if you want to play the originals, you can just play the originals now. So that definitely makes it feel more like there's something missing from the game. And I think just adding a little more stuff for DLC or whatever can at least make the game feel a little more complete. Because again, I think it's a perfectly fine game, but at times it feels a little bit empty. It feels like they were going to do more with it, but now it's been a year and a half since it came out, and nothing yet.
Well, I don't necessarily agree that it's redundant because it's on Nintendo Online. The old games are Nintendo Online. I don't think it really has anything to do with that at all. But I also understand what you're saying, that if we're going to have new stuff in the game, wouldn't it be great to represent a different generation of Mario Party players that were not represented in this game, that
GameCube Golden Age.
They didn't grow up with the 64 games.
Yeah,
so
there's no way to play the GameCube games beyond emulating or paying a bunch of money for a copy. So I feel like it's harder to access the GameCube games than the N64 games at this point.
It's a general problem too, not just Mario Party.
Yeah. They focus so much on old school NES, SNES, N64, those aren't old school anymore. Those are old school. The GameCube's over 20 years old now. That's old school now. We need more GameCube nostalgia.
Hold on, excuse me.
Boomers now.
Excuse me. Did you just say 64 is old school?
Yeah, because
Did you just give me a cane?
Yeah.
I mean-
Excuse me. Hold
Yeah,
on one
Grandpa.
second. Did you just get? No. 1 second. Let the grandpa speak. Did you
your
just
mind. What are you
give me
calling
a cane? Did you just give me a cane and a little walker
Yes,
with
I
fresh
did.
tennis balls?
I'm taking you
Oh,
to
how
the retirement
dare
home.
your sorry ass! How dare your Gen Z ass do that?
I want
about
my
to
damn
go
GameCube
off.
and DS games.
I'm about to take that GameCube and fling it off a damn roof.
I mean, it
my
came out
God.
in it came out in '96.
I wasn't even
so
alive
it's
when
pretty
the N64 came out.
I was alive a year later.
I was alive the year the 64 came out, but I grew up with the 64. So like, oh my god.
I didn't start playing video games until the DS era, so I need me more GameCube, more DS, more Wii.
Wait, so you never played a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance?
Nope.
Oh, you missed out. Miss Game Boy Advance, you missed out. Oh my God.
I played a few Game Boy Advance games, but never on the original software, just through the DS port. And then an emulation, obviously.
Isn't it funny though how we're like only a year apart and the generations is literally that far apart?
That's what's crazy about late '90s, honestly. It's
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
kinda like in the middle of Gen Z and
We're between millennial and Gen
millennial.
Z.
Yeah. Zillennials.
Crazy. Oh man. That was funny though. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. Ooh.
In that gray area.
Oh my gosh. I just can't believe you aged me that far. Like, you're just like, NES, SNES, N64. That's old school. I'm like, oh.
I wouldn't say it's old school N64. NES and SNES are, but not N64. I mean,
Fine, alright, I'll give you that, but they focus too much on the 80s and 90s is my point. They need more, the 2000s are 20 years old now, so we need, the 2000s are now as far away as, like, when the NES and shit were when, like, the Wii was around, so now I
Yep.
think my
That's
point
true.
is that the GameCube, they keep acting like the GameCube was recent. It's not. It's really hard to come across GameCube games now without an emulator.
That's
like,
true.
like shit like Fire Emblem goes for like $500.
Oh my God, yeah. Jesus.
Damn.
Fire Emblem games for some reason are expensive, and the N64 is 4 generations old too.
Mm-hmm.
What, four or five generations old? So that is old, but not old.
It's old. The N64 is old in video game terms. Like the Switch is already almost like 7 years old or something like that, right?
It's 5. Wait, it's gonna be 6. It's gonna be 6.
6. It came out in like
It's gonna
2017.
be.
Yeah, so it's like 6 years
Yeah.
old. Yeah, so in video game terms, like the Switch is almost like at the end because most video game generations are like anywhere from like 7 to 10 years. So the Switch is already almost like at the end. So in terms of video games, the N64 is old. It's only like 20 something years old. It's like 26 years old, but that's like ancient in video game terms, considering we get a new video game console like every 10 years.
5 or so.
5, yeah, it's faster
4
now.
or
It
5.
used to be like 10ish, but yeah, now
When
it's
did
even
the SNES come out? N64 came out in '96. When did SNES come out?
like
SNES came out in 1991. 91.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's always been like 5 years for a console to come out.
5. Okay, yeah, 5
90.
years.
You're right.
Yeah.
Japan 90. Japan 90. You're right. Never mind. Again, I wasn't alive at that time, so
I wasn't
I was
alive
a mere thought at the time.
You guys aren't old. The video games you play are old.
I mean, yeah.
I think. Wait, hold on. We gotta see who's younger, Dan or Dredians. You both were born '97, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest because I'm a December baby.
September.
Yeah, December 2nd for me, so I'm the baby.
Wow.
Goo goo gaga.
Baby, isn't it past your bedtime?
Goo goo gaga!
It's only 9:30.
Grandpa needs to play his Nintendo 64 games.
You're the one that goes to sleep first, Grandpa.
I'm telling you right now, like from 50 years from now, like retirement homes are just gonna be full of people who are just gonna play Smash Ultimate all day in Mario Party.
Yep.
I swear.
Oh my God.
That's retirement homes. I'm going to sit in like 50 years.
No, Jones!
And I'm down. I'm down. Stop wave dashing. Playing Melee when it's like 70 years old, something like that.
Stop wave dashing on my lawn. No L canceling allowed.
Pick Yoshi, I want to be Yoshi!
Where the fuck, Big Steve?
What the fuck is a birdo?
We'll have Goku in Smash by that time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, we still have some more questions. Let's get through them.
Yeah, we're going way off topic there.
Okay, and add on to the previous question. Should handheld Mario parties, like the ones on the 3DS, Mario Party DS, Mario Party Advance, for the Game Boy Advance, should they have minigames put into the collection?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Dredians.
Yes.
Yes, you had the most. I mean, you played the S first. I mean,
Yeah.
But
Yes, 100 times yes. I think it's not. Again, a lot of DS's games did have, they used the touch screen, they used the microphone, but a lot of the games are they either didn't use those or they would be really easy to convert into analog controls. I really think that the handheld games are seriously left out. I mean, okay, yeah, Island Tour, Star Rush. I almost called it Island Rush.
Island Rush.
It has the same problems as 9 and 10, where they are so reliant on their gimmick that it won't translate well to regular Mario Party style. But there was nothing different about Mario Party DS other than it used the touchscreen. So I don't think it'd be that hard to translate it over. I don't know. They should at least add the boards, because there was nothing about the boards that was different than any other 1 through 8 board, other than the characters were tiny.
Oh yeah.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, I've only played DS. In terms of the handhelds. I wouldn't be against. I mean, they're probably not going to do it because I think their goal is to be a celebration of the console ones. Because
yeah, they try to forget that DS existed, because I don't think they've ever referenced it again in any sort of Mario game.
Yeah, there's this. There are a few mini games that like you said, they can be translated. There's this one mini game. I think it's called Camera Shy in DS.
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah, where you have to, the goal of the game is to run around this maze with no map. Well, there is a map. It's on the top screen, but the map is on the top screen, but you can only see yourself. You're not allowed to see anyone else on the screen. But yeah, you run around this cornfield maze, and your goal is to take a picture of of each rival you get, and whoever does that first wins. That's probably, and I played DS kind of offline pretty recently through emulation.
Don't let Nintendo hear that.
Yeah, that's a good one they can bring back. There's another one called Dust Buddies, where you're being chased by a vacuum. Yeah, and that's what I liked. That's what I really liked about DS, because DS, the story mode had a theme. Well, the story mode was basically Mario and everyone got shrunk down to size, and almost all the mini games revolve around the characters being tiny. Like the vacuum one I mentioned. There's this one where you have to shave this cucumber down to size.
Yeah,
and
I
have,
love that
this
one.
That giant ass thing. The one where this giant Goomba, well, normal size Goomba, but you're tiny, shoots soccer balls at you. I do like that. Mostly mini games have it.
Get the lead out.
Get the lead out. Yeah, get the lead out. That was cool. So I wouldn't be against it. Obviously the ones that can be that are not touchscreen based or mic based, because the DS one had mic mini games as well. But the ones that didn't have that, I'm more than welcome to have them back. DS was a good game. As far as Advanced, never played. Yeah,
Advanced is something entirely. Advanced is like a Mario Party RPG almost.
They have mini games though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But I think they're all solo though.
Some of them are dual.
No?
Yeah.
Some of them are dual.
Oh, my bad.
We do need more dual games, I think. I feel like every time we go to a duel, it's just the same 5 games or whatever.
Can I talk about that actually?
Sure.
Because I actually have a little bit of rant to go on. So 6 and 7, Mario Party 6 and 7 had the best dual mini games out of all the Mario parties, in my opinion. Okay, so 6 brought back 1, and so did 7. 6 brought back Mass Meteor. Mass Meteor is a good minigame. I like it. It's it's a good minigame. Not the best, because you have games like T-5, got games like Lunatics. Those two off the top of my head, those are 2 top picks. Probably the 2 best dual minigames that are my favorite in Mario Party 6. And Mario Party 7, you can argue has better dual mini games. I mean, debatable, but 7 has games like Give Me a Sign, Warp Pipe Dreams. Someone I have I've had this all the time. I forgot. Campo Kiki. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's a good one as well. Like,
Monkey.
but no, they brought back the worst one, the literal worst one, and that's Spin Doctor. I hate that minigame. It's the same cycle every time, and it's so easy to copy. You just copy off of your opponent's mistakes, and it can be a tie. I mean, it can't be a tie. Like you can be you can win by a frame. You can win by a literal frame, and even though realistically it looks like a tie, but Spin Doctor sucks. That minigame, and it sucks in the Superstars too. It's terrible. It's the worst dual minigame. But yeah, I think the dual minigames, if they were to do DLC, I think in 6 and 7 they should focus on the dual minigames. Again, there's literally 5. There's 2 from 3. No, there's 1. So Fine With Me. Then you have TikTok Hop, Mass Meteor, Spin Doctor. What's the last one? Forget.
There's 3. The Motor Rooter.
Oh, Motor. That's from 3. Yes. So there's 3 from 3, 1 from 6, 1 from 7. So that's it.
Can I just say real quick one that I would love for them to add from 6? Because Mario Party 6 had a lot of great dual mini games.
Yeah, I agree.
It's called Bonanza.
That's a good one.
It's so cute. It's like you take a bunch of little boos and you have to wrangle them out. It's so cute.
I have one problem with that game though. So if your opponent gets like a small handful of boos that's like more than you, you can cheese the hell out of it. You can just block your opponent. Like you can just you can be dragging your boos into your goal, but then your rival is just like, hey, I'm just gonna block you real quick. It's just it's cheesy. So it's a good one, but I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm sure they could fix it. I'm sure they can fix it in Superstars to make it so that you can't be like cheap like that. But Mario Party 6 has lots of great ones, like Something to Miss, Trick or Treat, Boot Off the Stage. They had lots of great dual mini games that could easily.
I just remembered one Mario Party DS game that I really want them to add, if they ever add Mario Party DS games.
Yeah.
What?
It's one that had touch controls, but the touch controls were literally just touching a button, so they could easily just make it press A or press B. Boogie Beam.
Boogie Beam.
Yeah.
I love Boogie Beam. I would play that
one.
The one
with the spotlights on you or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. I love Boogie Beam. It's my favorite Mario. It's probably my favorite Mario Party minigame ever.
Yes, I love Boogie Beam. I totally think that the handheld Mario Party should be represented, because it's Mario Party. It should be represented. I mean, we're talking about the Mario Party series as a whole. I mean, they had lots of great minigames. For example, like what Dan mentioned, Camera Shy. Camera Shy is a great one. I like Hedge Honcho.
Ooh.
They have what was it? They had Boogie Beam,
Chalkboard
like what
one.
Dredians mentioned. Oh, Cyber Scamper. I loved Cyber Scamper.
Yeah, that's a platformer. Yeah, that's like
that
pure,
would be cool.
utter platformer. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. And then there's Boo Tag. They had lots of great
Cube
ones.
Crushers.
Trackstar was a good one. Say that again, Dredians. I didn't hear you.
Cube Crushers.
Ooh, yes.
Sprinkler
Cube Crushers.
Scalers, Hanger Management. Book it! They should
Book
add
Book it.
I'm sorry, all my Mario Party DS nostalgia is hitting me at once. It's like, that game!
We gotta do an episode just like talking about Mario Party DS.
I gotta find
Domino Effect.
I gotta find my copy of Mario Party DS and play it again.
Domino Effect
actually,
is a good one.
I don't think we have a minigame in Superstars where it's like straight up pressing buttons on a reaction, based on reaction. Domino Effect.
Domino Effect.
Yeah.
Or if not, if they were to add that minigame from a console Mario Party.
Peak Precision. Peak Precision.
Peak Precision. Oh yeah. I was thinking Sunday Drivers.
Study
Peak
Fall.
Precision.
Is another one.
That was a good one,
Study
yeah.
Fall.
But either Peak Precision or Sunday Drivers. But I think Peak Precision's gotten better, honestly.
I think so too.
As much as I hate 9.
There's lots of things they can add, and for example, one from Mario Party Advance, there's a minigame called Volley Bomb, and it's a dual minigame where you have to hit a racket to hit the bomb, and eventually the bomb will eventually hit one of you, and it's really cool. They had some great ones from Mario Party Advance that they could add as well, that could easily be fit in as a great minigame, in a collection of Mario Party minigames. So there's lots of options they have. And then for the 3DS ones, I can't really think of any specifics at the top of my head, but there's lots of great ones from the 3DS Mario Parties as well. So they have options. I would personally like to see it represented. Okay. Next question. So, actually, I remember I was talking to Dredians about this. This is not in the outline. But one thing I was talking about with her earlier today is that wouldn't it be cool if they had a feature kind of like, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has a feature where you can control the items, what items appear? Wouldn't it be cool if they had some customization like that in this game where you can control what items appear? For example, you could play a board with only dice blocks. Like, only dice blocks will appear.
You really want to see a game with only gold pipes?
Only gold pipes? Only
really
boo bells?
Do that?
Boo bells would be crazy.
Chaos,
Oh, that'd be chaos, and that would be drama. Yeah. It would be so cool. I would love that type of customization. I would love that type of customization for bonus stars as well. Maybe let you pick which ones will appear from the because you know they have the classic one, which is great, but like the random one has some good options, like who ran around the most. That could affect how people play. Like if you
custom bonus stars.
Yeah, like you choose which ones. Like choose the one where you land in the most red spaces, or choose the one that you move the slowest. So you purposely try to roll the least. Like that could be cool.
Yeah, bonus stars, custom bonus stars. I actually, I've been playing this game recently. It's a fan game named by someone in my community that I know. His name is Char. It's called Party Project. There's this crazy mechanic in the game where before the game, the bonus stars, they're preset, but you can turn them off obviously. But for example, if you win, there's a red star, but you can customize so if you win the red star, you get 2 bonus stars instead of 1. It's it's a crazy gimmick, and I really like it. It's a party project. It's a fan made game. It's called Party Project. I wanted to plug my friend Char in there real quick because it's a really cool fan game called Party Project.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. So what do you guys think about that? Would you like that type of customization, Dredians?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anything. Honestly, yeah. If we don't get DLC, I would just want just some way to make the game fresh because if you play it a lot, you kind of learn all obviously there's still RNG and randomness that comes into play, but after a while you kind of learn all the tips and tricks, and especially on maps like Peach's Birthday Cake, it becomes the same thing after a while. So I mentioned that my friend and I like to do special challenge modes. It would be fun if you could actually make those in the game, because I know in Mario Party 9, I think it was a Bowser Jr. event or a Bowser event or whatever, they actually did have try to lose on purpose, last place wins.
Oh, it was Mario Party Island Tour. Mario Party
9 did it too, I think.
Did it? For what though?
Chain event? And the
you're right.
You're
right.
People would just keep hitting the spike.
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about now. You just reminded me. Yeah, that's right. They had it where you would purposely try to get last place. Yeah, you're right.
If they could add actual custom game rules that you could try to lose or try to get. It'd be hard to get something to get second place. It's hard to win, but it's even harder to get second place on purpose. Yeah, just any sort of customization with the items or spaces or just game rules. I would even take that, even if they don't add any new boards or mini games. Just something to make the game a little more exciting and random. More chaos is fun.
Get last place in Mario Puzzle Party. Everyone just tries to full it up completely.
That's how you win,
Mario's Puzzle Party is just Mario's Puzzle Party just mash up. That's all you do. I swear. Just mash up and you win.
Honestly, I feel the strategy to get last place in Puzzle Party is just to not play. Just let your pieces fall as slow as possible. Everyone else is either gonna because I feel the more you spam, the better points you get.
Exactly.
I've just won by spamming.
Yeah, that's how. That's honestly the strat. Just mash up. That is the pure strat.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to our last question. So, we were talking a lot about Mario Party DLC, right? But here's something I'm gonna put in your head. I'm gonna put that in your brain. All right? I'm gonna put it in your head. Would you prefer to have DLC for Mario Party Superstars, or would you rather there be a Mario Party Superstars 2? Ooh. What do you think about that? Dan, you can start us off.
I'd rather spend $30 than $60, so I'm going DLC. I don't want. I mean, here's the thing. The game didn't come out that long ago. I mean, Mario Party used to come out like every year.
Yeah.
Back in the GameCube era, but nah, I don't want to see a new game. I want to see DLC. I'd rather we live in the age of DLC, so DLC makes more sense. I'd rather not pay another $60 for Mario Party Superstars 2. The only way they make another game is basically if they make a second basically a sequel in general, like a new game, not like a remake, but a new game. But other than that, I would not want to see Superstars 2 either DLC or a new game. Original, well, that a new game that follows the Mario Party formula and Superstars, obviously, and the Mario Parties 1 through 8. But yeah, either a new game, the new game, or DLC, but preferably DLC.
And isn't that interesting? Like, it's kind of what you just mentioned, that it's the difference between back then and now. Because back then, there was basically a Mario Party every year. Every year you got a new Mario Party. So you got a Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3.
They called Nintendo.
Yeah, it was like every year was a Mario Party. So it's so interesting how nowadays, because we have DLC, we would more than likely just say, yeah, just give us DLC. We don't really want a new game. Just do the DLC. I find that very interesting. It's a very interesting point that you just brought up, Dan. Dredians, how about you? What is your opinion?
I pretty much just agree with everything Dan said. Games are expensive, so if you're gonna ask like $60 for fucking Mario Party, it better damn well be worth it. If they're just gonna do more like nostalgia wanking, I'd rather they just add on to the thing they already got. Because I know I said the Switch is nearing its end, but like it's still gonna be around for a while, especially since it's one of Nintendo's most successful consoles. Because I know like with the Wii U, they pretty much just like took it out back and shot it in the head because it did so bad.
Damn.
But
I don't blame them.
I feel like the Switch will be around for a few more years, even if it is already getting to be an old console. And again, Superstars is like not even 2 years old yet, so it's like prime age for DLC. And yeah, if they just make a new Mario Party, just make an entirely new one. I'd rather see just like, I think it'd be really cruel if they did like Mario Party Superstars 2 and it's like focusing on 4, 5, 6. Like that would be cool, but to pay another $60 for all of that when it could just easily be DLC, like, yeah, just give me a new game or give me DLC. Like, I don't got enough money for this shit.
It's gonna be $70.
$70, yeah. Breath of the Wild 2, $70. Oh my god.
$70. That's so much.
I'm scared to see what like the Switch 2 or whatever they're gonna call the new console is gonna be. We're gonna get like we're getting close to like $70, $80 games as the norm, and I don't know if I can handle that.
If the game's worth the money, if the whole me personally, it's not crazy to me. This is just for me, but again, I'd rather pay 30 than 60.
Yeah.
I understand why people are like mad about the whole Tears of the Kingdom thing being $70, but
Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like will be worth $70. I'm just like afraid of them releasing like Mario Golf for $70 or whatever, because it's like,
I think Zelda's the experiment game, because I think honestly I will not be surprised if the next Mario game, like Odyssey 2 or something, it will be $70.
Like,
but
yeah,
then again,
the big games,
yeah.
I get it, but I don't want to pay $70 for Mario Party or Mario Golf or like whatever like little mini spin-off game they have.
Yeah, I see why people are mad about. Yeah, I can definitely see why people are mad about the $10 thing, but at the same time, me personally, it doesn't affect me a whole lot. Personally.
Okay, so this is what I think. I've been thinking about this for a little while now because it's kind of tough for me because I'm on both sides. I'm on both sides with this because I'm kind of. Part of me is like, okay, if they were to do DLC, I'm being realistic. I don't think they'll do any GameCube boards or anything like that at all. I think they would stick to 64. They will probably do a Mario Party 3 board, so then there'll be 2 of each. If I'm being realistic, that's what I personally see happening. They'll do something for 64. I don't think they'll do anything when it comes to GameCube. And then part of me is also saying in my head, like, if they were going to do a second one, I think that would be a great way to, like, change up the interface. So change the interface, like, instead of being, like, Mario Party 1, where it's, like, you go down the pipe, they could do something like... What did the other ones do? Mario Party 4 had the tickets.
They had the pipe thing where they're running, the character select screen.
They could do that, or... I don't know, it just... There's I feel like they could, like, do different things, and, like... Oh, I don't know. I just, in my head, I'm thinking, like, if they were going to just do a different game, they could do different stuff. Like, they could do, like, Mario Party 4 boards, Mario Party 5 boards, Mario Party 6 boards. They could focus on that GameCube era, and I think that'd be pretty cool. I feel like they would really push more for that, realistically. But for DLC, I feel like they would just stick to 64, and I don't mind that. Hey... Give me, Chili Waters. Give me Deep Blue Sea. Those are some of my favorite boards of all time. I would love for one of those
Western
boards to
Land.
Western Land would be fierce.
I think Mario's Rainbow Castle would be fun to play on.
Oh, Mario's Rainbow Castle? Well, we know we want Mario's Rainbow Castle, Dredians. We definitely want Mario's Rainbow Castle.
Yes, the gayest board in Mario Party.
Mario. I'm just saying it's a good map.
Mario's a gay alley.
Mario's Rainbow Castle. Yeah. Fun fact, that's actually the first board I ever played in a Mario Party game.
It's a good board. It's a good board.
It's a great board. And
it's very linear. That's probably what holds it back a little bit for me. It's not a bad board. Not my favorite, but it's not my favorite because it's linear, but aesthetically and also, like, in general, it's good. I like it. I don't hate it. I like it. It's good.
It's heavenly. But, that's why I'm on the fence with it. So I don't know. I personally would be okay if they did DLC and it was just a board, maybe a couple mini games, just spruce things up, like add like maybe 5 or 10, like just like what we were talking about. Add dual mini games. We need more dual mini games. I agree. More dual. We need more dual. And I personally would love if it was possible. I don't think it's possible, but if it was possible, I'd love for them to change dual a little bit, because I personally think just coins. Well, it can be a little crazy if someone has over 100 coins and then you bet over 100 coins. It's intense when that happens. It's really intense.
5 was brutal with duels. 5 was very brutal. You get, yeah. I think it's like 1 star and 50 coins you can bet. The person who initiates the duel can. I mean, the same thing with 6 as well.
6 as well.
5 and 6. I think I handled the duels the best though. I like that I like that form of duel where it's just like the initiator of the duel can bet 50 coins if they have that much.
40 coins, actually. 40 coins.
I think it's 50 and 5 and 40 and 6. I think
you're right about 40 and 6 for sure.
Yeah, 5 was brutal, but I hated what they did with 7. It's chance time and duel mixed together, and I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They did with 8 too, but again, it's 5 and 6 handle duels the best in terms of the board and stuff, but 7 chance time and duel together, no.
I think they handled it the best in 6 because I like the fact that you can bet a star, or if you're scared, you can bet coins and then you make them bet a star. I think that puts a lot of stuff on the line because a star is hard to get. So when you bet a star, it's on like Donkey Kong, like it's gonna go down. So I love that, and I would love for them to do something like that again. It would personally make the dueling glove more, I think, more just a better item
usable.
In general, because it's like you want to get
it's
those stars
in a sense.
Yeah, and because also remember, coins are easy to get in Mario Party Superstars. Coins are easy to get. Like there's so many coin mini games. There's so many lucky spaces. Like you can get coins, but like a star, that's when things would go down. So if they could add that in, like some sort of customization or whatever, I think that'd be pretty cool. I just think if they're going to do the DLC route, give us some customization, whether it be the bonus stars, whether it be another board, just something, right? I would prefer any of that before a character or anything like that. Yeah, they could add items. Yeah, a barter box maybe. A Koopa card, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Just some sort of...
Can we just talk about Mario Party 3 items, though? Oh my god, they're insane. I just want to say that right now. 3's items are insane. Reverse Mushroom! Yes, we need that! That is the most cracked item, in my opinion, in all Mario Party, because you can be in front of Boo, steal coins from Boo, then get 50, and then steal a star, use the Reverse Mushroom, get Boo again, and then you're behind, and then the next turn you move forward, you can get Boo again, steal coins. You steal coins twice and a star once. It's super cracked, and the Wacky Watch that skips the last 5 turns, I don't think I've ever seen it used in a game I've played, but the fact you can skip to the last 5 turns when you have like a massive lead, that's scary. 3 did not hold your hand in terms of it did not hold your hand at all.
That's low-key kind of fierce, though. You're winning, you're like, oh, and let's end the game now.
Honestly.
So I would love for them to add something like that. It's just something that will spruce this game up, because like we've been talking about, we have fun with this game. This game is fun. It's just, what ways can we make it more fun? What ways can we make it more fresh? And Dredians, I just want to say this, because you kind of mentioned this, touched on this earlier. You know our friend Dark Boo?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dark Boo!
Hey,
if you're listening,
baby!
He played this game so many times with his mom and his friend, over 50 times. When it came out, he played it so much with him, his mom, and his friend, that he said that he got sick of it. He's like, I love the game. It's such a great game. The minigames are good, but he says, I'm just sick of it. I played it so many times. I just don't want to play it again. I'm just sick of it. And that's something that I feel like a lot of different players feel, because it's just the same old, same old. I mean, that's how we felt with Mario Kart 8, right? Mario Kart 8's a great game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, great game. But, it's the same old. But that's why they added the DLC, and it's it brought life into that game.
It's
that's
still same old remakes.
Yeah, true. And a lot of it's ports from Mario Kart Tour. Let's not fool ourselves. A lot of the tracks that's from Mario Kart
the tracks
Tour.
they brought back are good though. They did add a fresh coat of paint. They do look very good. The retro ones, the Tour ones. I never played Tour because Tour sucks, but
okay.
Yeah, I said
He's the resident. Spider's the resident Tour stan. You have to take that up with him. I agree.
Yeah, if you want us to stand Dan, you gotta stand Tor.
It's okay. I agree with you, Dan.
Tor sucks.
What?
It's trash.
I didn't say anything.
I did.
This is no longer a Stan Dan or a Stan Dredians podcast.
All right, peace out then.
Fine, you can do this podcast
Bye.
your damn self.
I'm leaving
then.
the call.
Yeah, bye y'all.
Make a solo episode all about why Mario Kart Tour is great. Do it.
I'm editing the podcast, so I'll edit both of y'all out.
Okay, sure. We'll have
just
2 hours
shave
of
off
you just talking about Mario Kart
shave-
Tour in a Mario
Shave y'all
Party
asses
podcast.
out of here. Shave y'all asses off. Just cut off so many sentences. No. Okay, let's get back to this. Be serious.
Yeah.
No.
No, you will be serious.
Serious.
No monkey business here. Monkey business in your drawings, not here.
Monkey.
Okay, let's just put a little bow in it and let's finish this conversation. Final thoughts, overall thoughts on Mario Party Superstars and hopes for the future. Dan.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's just a love letter to the fans. I mean, it has the potential to be the ultimate Mario Party. Again, if they add more content to it, they add more content from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the highest, the closest the series would be to being the ultimate Mario Party game. Everything from the best things from almost every game have returned in this bundle, this collection of the best of Mario Party. I mean, it's just a great game. My game of the year in 2021, personally. It's just a fantastic game, and I hope they add more to it in the future. That's all I gotta say, honestly.
All right, Dredians.
Yeah. I really just hope we get something before the next Mario Party title is inevitably announced. I do really enjoy the game still, but I feel like I've pretty much gotten all the enjoyment I could out of it. It doesn't really feel as replayable to me as other Mario Parties because it just feels like there's something missing. I don't know. I just feel like the way it was advertised made it it felt so guaranteed that it was going to get DLC, but then Nintendo Direct after Nintendo Direct drops and they say nothing about it. So, I play this game and I have a lot of fun, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, are we going to get more? It feels like we're going to get more. I don't know. I'd feel more satisfied if they just gave us a straight answer. Yes, there's DLC. No, there won't be DLC. I just want to know. I just feel kind of confused and left in the dark if there's is there a future for this game or is this all we're getting? Because I'm fine if that's all we're getting because I like the game, but it's is there gonna be more or not? That's just all. I just want to know an answer for that before we get another Mario Party.
I'm on my Mario Party Superstars copium deathbed right now. I'm on copium. I've been saying it multiple times. I'm on copium.
Yeah.
I need it.
I'm gonna die of a copium overdose.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
I need it.
Hold on. You said you want a straight answer about what they're gonna do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I want a really gay, fruity answer. They gotta say,
Thank
yes,
you.
Queen, we got DLC, or no, honey,
We got
DLC.
DLC.
Sorry, bitch.
Sorry, bitch,
No
you're not
no
getting
DLC.
Your crusty ass doesn't deserve DLC, bitch.
We're gonna make DLC for ourselves. Later, losers.
We're gonna make it and not release it. We're just gonna play it in our freaking office.
Exactly.
No.
Superstars, great game. It's a great game. I love what's in the game. I would love if they could add more, but even if they don't add more, it's still a great game. It's just it'll get a little old quicker. But I think if they put DLC into the game, it'll really release life into this game. It'll put life back into this game for people to play it, to enjoy all the hard work they do. Because I'm sure making all these mini games and stuff, even if it's mini games from the past, like it's not easy to make a game. So I feel like don't let all that work go to waste into making another game. Like just give us DLC to make this game, last a little longer.
Come on.
Like we'll accept that just fine. But overall, even if they don't, like I said, love Superstars. Superstars is a great game, and I look forward to, future games like this in the future.
You gotta give Nintendo the hurry up sticker with the bob-omb.
All right, guys.
2,000 years later.
2,000 years later.
One eternity later.
I need my sound pad.
All right, we are at the end of our podcast. Woo, this was a long one. This was a long-ass podcast. Damn, y'all talk a lot.
We got a lot of Mario Party opinions.
2.5 hours, yeah. I have it right here. 2.5 hours.
Damn. Okay, let's get to the ending information.
This has been the Gamer Agenda Podcast. Thanks for listening to us, and here's where you can follow us. You can follow us on Instagram at The Gamer Agenda. You can follow us on Twitter at Gamer Agenda Pod. That's pod spelled P-O-D. We got a Facebook page, Gamer Agenda. Give us a like on Facebook. We have an email, thegameragenda@gmail.com. So if you have any ideas for future episode ideas, or if you want to guest star on a future episode, hit us up on Gmail. You can find our podcast all over the internet now. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Amazon Music, Anchor, Stitcher, Deezer, Castbox, Pandora, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, Chartable, Listen Notes.
Damn.
Wherever it's most convenient for you, you'll be able to download and listen to our podcast. Dan, why don't you tell us where we can find you, where people can follow you?
Ooh, yeah.
I stream on twitch.tv/dirtydan_DG. Again, I play a lot of Mario Party. I also play other stuff as well. I've been playing Pokemon Showdown recently with viewers every Thursday, Mario Party every Saturday, and Tuesday I do some casual stuff. But typically 3 days a week. And I also have a YouTube channel as well. And yeah, same username, and yeah, that's where you can find me. And TikTok.
If you've watched the podcast up to this point, write in the comments or send us an email that says #StanDan.
Dan.
Oh, great! That's the meme in the Twitch chat now. Once the word gets out.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Where can we find you, Star You? Where can we find you, Spider?
Ooh, where can you find me? Well, you can follow me everywhere if you want, but you can follow me on YouTube and Twitter. Both of it is Spider Star You. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, please give a like. Please give a like to your homie, to your boy, because these podcasts be long, but Spider Star You comes through and edits and does what he has to do. So, give a like Follow me on Twitter. And then also I have a PayPal if you are feeling friendly. If you are feeling like, you just dropped $1 and you were like, oh, it fell into your PayPal account. It's paypal.me/Michael William Chavez. And you can give me $1 if you so choose. I would be very appreciative. Thank you.
And you can find me on Twitter at Dreadians.
Ooh.
That's spelled Dreadianz. The Z because I'm a cool, edgy girl. You can follow me on Instagram at Dreadians. You can send me some money through Ko-fi, again, at Dreadians. If there's ever any future Mario Party DLC, I'd appreciate the bucks.
And yeah, that's the end of our podcast. Dan, all jokes aside, like any jokes earlier, I'm so happy you joined this episode.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy. It's been great getting to know you. It's been great that you've been on this podcast. I really appreciate it so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Like, I really mean it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, dude. This was fun. I was nervous coming into this, but this is fun. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And we'll definitely contact you in the future. If we're doing something Mario Party related, we'll maybe like, hey, Dan, we need some Stan Dan, energy.
Maybe having you on the podcast will release some, like, good luck energy and get Mario Party DLC announced. Because,
Right.
I'll come back for DLC.
When we did our podcast with AF Wagers about Mario Kart, we got news on the Mario Kart DLC like a month later.
Really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, the last direct, or?
Yeah, the last direct, the one that showed like the Yoshi's Island DLC and Birdo.
Oh.
We did a Mario Kart podcast like not too long before, so I feel like that's kind of good luck. So I don't know, guys, cross your fingers. Maybe we might hear something.
Real quick, I also predicted Birdo in that podcast. I said, I think they'll add Birdo and they'll add the colors. I said that in the podcast.
What
so
do you know?
I got my crystal ball right here. But yeah, thank you so much, Dan, for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. This has been a long ass podcast, but you know what? You got your filling. You got your fill from Mario Party for a millennial, okay? For millennium. I said millennial. What the hell? Millennium.
You're still caught up on that N64 thing.
Oh, go to sleep, baby. And that's the end of our... Jordan is like, what's a Nintendo 64? Sounds like some old shit. I mean, you did say one time, when we said Game Boy Advance, you said, what's that? Never heard of it.
What's an advance?
Alright, okay, that's the end of our podcast. Thank you everyone so much for listening, and take care. Goodbye.
See ya.
Peace.